War Sovereign Soaring the Heavens audiobook by Kevin Chapter 44:21. The Green Billow City's Meng clan Meng Yuzheng looked at Wang Kui with a gloating expression as Tan Xiu Teng spoke, silently bragging. Wang Kui frowned slightly. However, he quickly recovered and said with a faint smile, "I didn't expect the Green Flame Saber King to serve under a new supreme powerhouse. I'm really envious." Wang Kui's words were sincere. In fact, with Tan Xiu Teng's strength, it would be difficult for him to serve under a new supreme powerhouse, unless he approached the supreme powerhouse as soon as the supreme powerhouse broke through. Among the subordinates of supreme powerhouses, those whose strength were almost comparable to peerless top advanced supreme gods and below were ranked at the bottom. "Clan leader, please do not stray from the topic," Tan Xiu Teng said as he raised an eyebrow. He could not conceal the expression of pride on his face as he continued to say, "The marriage between young Master Meng and Miss Wang Luo Yu will undoubtedly benefit the Wang clan. Although I don't know the identity of the groom you've chosen, based on the rumors, he's not from the divine sand realm, and his status is inferior to that of young Master Meng." Wang Kui maintained his composure after listening to Tan Xiu Teng. He said, "Green Flame Saber King, we've already agreed to marry Luo Yu to young Master Li Feng. Their wedding will proceed as planned. There's nothing we can do to change that. I hope you'll explain this matter to your lord, whom I'm sure is a reasonable person." Meng Yuzheng's expression changed immediately upon hearing Wang Kui's unyielding words. At the same time, Tan Xiu Teng said icily, "Wang Kui, is this your stance or the Wang clan's stance? Do the two supreme elders of your clan agree with you as well? Don't forget that I was sent here by my lord to propose a marriage between young Master Meng and Miss Wang Luo Yu." Tan Xiu Teng's voice grew threatening nearing the end of his words. Wang Kui smiled slightly and said, "I just informed the two supreme elders about this matter. The supreme elders share the same stance as me, so my words represent the Wang clan's stance as well." The two supreme elders of the Wang clan, who were close to becoming peerless top advanced supreme gods, were the strongest in the clan, followed by Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan. As such, if the trio reached an agreement, the other members naturally would not have any objection. Tan Xiu Teng and Meng Yuzheng's expressions darkened immediately. The latter clenched his hands tightly as he glared at Wang Kui, looking like a furious beast that was about to attack. Tan Xiu Teng asked in a deep voice, "So does this mean that the Wang clan refuses my lord's goodwill?" Wang Kui shook his head and said, "Green Flame Saber King, that's not true. There's order in everything. If the Meng clan had shown up at the same time as young Master Li Feng, the Wang clan wouldn't hesitate to betroth Luo Yu to young Master Meng. It's unfortunate that the Meng clan is a step too late. The Wang clan has already decided on the groom and the wedding date. The wedding will proceed as planned unless—" He paused for a beat before he said nonchalantly, "unless young Master Li Feng suddenly changes his mind and withdraws from the marriage. If that happens, young Master Meng will naturally be given priority to marry Luo Yu. Alas, I think it's impossible. From what I know, young Master Li Feng likes Luo Yu very much. It's impossible for him to abandon her." Wang Kui had improvised these words. He pushed the blame on Li Feng, using Li Feng to refuse the Meng clan. The Wang clan did not fear the Meng clan, but it was still best to avoid offending the Meng clan unless it was absolutely necessary. However, Wang Kui's words were undoubtedly offensive. Wang Kui found Li Feng, the monstrous prodigy under the age of 10,000 years old, but possessed strength almost comparable to a peerless top advanced supreme god, mysterious. A person like Li Feng was definitely among the best even in the entire outer boundary and myriad worlds. For this reason, Wang Kui tried to kill two birds with one stone. He shifted the blame to Li Feng in order to protect the Wang clan, but he also did it to test Li Feng. He could not help but wonder what Li Feng would do when pressured by a supreme powerhouse. Before he had said those words, he knew for sure that Meng Yu Zheng would insist on meeting Li Feng after he said those words. As expected, Meng Yu Zheng expressed his wish to meet Li Feng. Wang Kui only wanted to test Li Feng. He had no intention of offending Li Feng. As such, he said, "Young Master Meng, I'll have to speak to young Master Li first. It'll be inappropriate for me to bring you to him unannounced. I'll look for him now and ask if he's willing to meet you. Is that all right?" Meng Yu Zheng scoffed. A hint of ruthlessness could be seen in his eyes as he said threateningly, "Tell Li Feng that if he refuses to meet me, I'm afraid that he won't be able to spend the rest of his life with Miss Wang even if they successfully get married." Wang Kui frowned slightly. Just as he was about to speak, he was interrupted by Meng Yu Zheng. "Clan leader Wang, I'm aware that the Wang clan has a good relationship with a few supreme powerhouses. I came to marry Wang Luoyu, and my target is Li Feng, not the Wang clan. As such, I don't think those supreme powerhouses would protect Li Feng. Moreover, Wang Luoyu isn't a direct descendant of the Meng clan. Her bloodline isn't pure. She was only given the status due to how outstanding her brother was," Meng Yu Zheng said. Wang Kui remained calm and only said, "Young Master Meng, I'll relay your words to young Master Li." Subsequently, Wang Kui instructed his servant to show Meng Yu Zheng and Tan Ziu Tang to their courtyard to rest before he left the reception hall to look for Duan Ling Tian, who was pretending to be Li Feng. At this time, Duan Ling Tian was waiting in his courtyard. He had been informed that Wang Kui wanted to speak to him. Wang Kui greeted Duan Ling Tian warmly when he arrived. Then he sighed heavily and asked with a troubled expression on his face, "Young Master Meng, have you heard of Green Billow City's Meng clan before?" Duan Ling Tian nodded. "A member of the Green Billow City's Meng clan recently became a supreme powerhouse. After that, the Meng clan rose from a second-rank clan to a first-rank clan, becoming the sixth major clan in Green Billow City. It's a hot topic in Blue Dawn City. I wouldn't have known about it if I didn't wander the streets of Blue Dawn City." Chapter 4422, 4422, The Wang Clan Stance. 4422, The Wang Clan Stance. Wang Kui nodded. "That's right. The Meng clan has been promoted to a first-rank clan in Green Billow City because its supreme elder, Meng Tianfeng, became a supreme powerhouse." Duan Ling Tian had heard of Meng Tianfeng's name when he was exploring the streets of Blue Dawn City. As such, he was not confused when Wang Kui mentioned Meng Tianfeng. When he saw the hesitant expression on Wang Kui's face, he smiled faintly and said, "Clan leader Wang, I'm sure you didn't come here just to discuss the Green Billow City's Meng clan with me, right? What's the matter? You look troubled, clan leader Wang." Duan Ling Tian assumed that the Green Billow City's Meng clan had heard about his capabilities and was trying to recruit him. Otherwise, he really could not figure out why Wang Kui would look so troubled. For this reason, Duan Ling Tian was surprised when Wang Kui told him that Meng Yu Zheng wanted to meet him. He raised his eyebrows and asked, "Meng Tianfeng's direct descendant wants to meet me. Clan leader Wang, why does he want to meet me?" It was only then that Duan Ling Tian found out that Meng Tianfeng's direct descendant came for Wang Luoyu. It was not because the Meng clan wanted to recruit him. Duan Ling Tian's eyes shone coldly as he asked, "Clan leader Wang, you said that the Wang clan previously refused him when he asked for Miss Luoyu's hand in marriage. So am I right to assume that he returned now that the Meng clan has a supreme powerhouse, hoping to separate me and Miss Luoyu?" "That's right," Wang Kui nodded and replied, "Young Master Li Feng, rest assured. I've already refused Meng Yu Zheng earlier when he expressed his wish to replace you and marry Luoyu. However, he insisted on meeting you. I think he's just unwilling and wants to know your strength and origin. I have no interest in meeting him. Duan Ling Tian said indifferently. "Who does he think he is? Why must I, Li Feng, agree to his request? A mere direct descendant of a new supreme powerhouse thinks he can ruin my marriage with Miss Luo Yu. What a joke! Clan leader Wang, since the Wang clan has made its stance clear, it's unnecessary for me to meet him." Wang Kui was surprised by how domineering Duan Ling Tian was. He could detect the disdain in Duan Ling Tian's voice when Duan Ling Tian said, "New supreme powerhouse." He thought that Duan Ling Tian was either putting on an act to appear tough, or that Duan Ling Tian truly came from a powerful background and looked down on a new supreme powerhouse like Meng Tian Feng. Wang Kui's heart skipped a beat as he speculated inwardly. Based on his achievements at such a young age, he definitely has the support of a powerful supreme powerhouse somewhere outside of the divine sand realm. At the same time, Wang Kui felt grateful that he had decisively refused Meng Yu Zheng earlier. Otherwise, he would have offended Duan Ling Tian. In comparison to the supreme powerhouses who had a close relationship with the Wang clan, Meng Tian Feng could only be considered average. It was not a problem for the few supreme powerhouses to deal with Meng Tian Feng. However, in Wang Kui's opinion, the supreme powerhouse supporting Duan Ling Tian was not someone the Wang clan could afford to offend. In his opinion, the supreme powerhouse who supported Duan Ling Tian might possibly be stronger than the few supreme powerhouses, who were allies of the Wang clan combined. As expected, all the heaven-defying prodigies have powerful backgrounds, Wang Kui thought to himself as chills ran up his spine. After a brief moment, Wang Kui said, sounding more respectful than before, "Young Master Li Feng, rest assured. I'll relay your words to him." Previously, Wang Kui was already convinced by Duan Ling Tian's heaven-defying talent and comprehension skills. Now, he was frightened of the possibility of a powerful supreme powerhouse protecting Duan Ling Tian. Duan Ling Tian might not be able to do anything to the Wang clan, but it was different if it was a powerful supreme powerhouse. As such, he was naturally very courteous toward Duan Ling Tian. As the clan leader of the Wang clan, he had to ensure that no disaster would befall the clan. Otherwise, he would not be able to face his ancestors in heaven. Peace and quiet were restored in Duan Ling Tian's courtyard after Wang Kui left, but they were nowhere to be seen in Meng Yu Zheng's courtyard after he learned that Duan Ling Tian refused to meet him. "Clan leader Wang, I don't care if he refuses to meet me. I must meet him. How dare he ignore me? I have the blessing of my clan's supreme powerhouse to marry Wang Luo Yu." Meng Yu Zheng roared, looking like a ferocious beast. Wang Kui snorted once and said frostily, "Young Master Meng, don't forget that you're in the Wang clan. Young Master Li will officially become a member of our Wang clan in about 10 days. He's one of us now. If you really want to meet him, I'm afraid you'll have to wait until the wedding is over." Wang Kui was annoyed at Meng Yu Zheng. After all, he almost offended Duan Ling Tian because of Meng Yu Zheng. In his opinion, it would be a catastrophe if he offended Duan Ling Tian. Meng Yu Zheng did not take Wang Kui's words seriously. Instead, he decided to meet the two supreme elders of the Wang clan. In his opinion, the two supreme elders of the Wang clan had higher status than Wang Kui and could override Wang Kui's decision. "Clan leader Wang, we'd like to request a meeting with your clan's two supreme elders." "I'm afraid you alone aren't enough to represent the Wang clan." Tan Xiu Teng, the Green Flame Saber King, glared at Wang Kui and said threateningly, "Young Master Meng only wished to meet with Li Feng, whom the Wang clan has chosen as the groom. This isn't an outrageous request. Moreover, young Master Meng was sent here by my lord. It's not a problem for both of you to meet our clan's supreme elders. Please follow me to the main hall," Wang Kui said coldly. At this point, he had lost all his patience. Not only did the duo challenge his authority in the Wang clan from the very beginning, but they were consistently disrespectful toward him. No matter what, he was the clan leader of the Wang clan and should be treated with respect. While Wang Kui led Meng Yu Zheng and Tan Ziu Teng to the main hall, word of the duo causing a scene began to spread in the Wang clan's estate. Does the Meng clan think they're invincible now just because they have a supreme powerhouse? Ha! The Meng clan has only been recently promoted to a first-rank clan, and Meng Tian Feng is their first supreme powerhouse. They're just like an upstart. How can they compare to our Wang clan? Our clan's supreme powerhouse made his mark, and due to his legacy, we're still shush. Lower your voice. No matter what, he's still a supreme powerhouse. Our clan won't protect you if he demands your life for being disrespectful. It did not take long for this matter to spread to Wang Luoyu. She frowned immediately. She had been looking forward to her marriage with Duan Ling Tian, which would lead to her freedom. She was naturally displeased when she heard that Meng Yu Zheng had shown up to cause a scene. Will Brother Duan be able to handle the pressure from the Meng clan? This was Wang Luoyu's first thought. It was not surprising that she was worried. Fortunately, after hearing more about what happened, she finally felt at ease. At least the clan standing firmly on Brother Duan's side. Coincidentally, Yi Qiang Wei and the old woman arrived outside Wang Luoyu's courtyard at this time. "Sister Luoyu, are you in?" Yi Qiang Wei called out. Wang Luoyu quickly went out to greet and receive the duo. Yi Qiang Wei did not waste time. She frowned and said without beating around the bush, "Sister Luoyu, I heard that the Meng clan wants Meng Yu Zheng to replace the man you're supposed to marry. The powerhouse who accompanied Meng Yu Zheng here said that this is the wish of the Meng clan's supreme powerhouse." A hint of fear could be seen in Yi Qiang Wei's eyes when she mentioned the Meng clan's supreme powerhouse. In the past, the Meng clan was not a threat, but things had changed now that the Meng clan had a supreme powerhouse. Wang Luoyu nodded. "I've heard about it as well. However, the Wang clan has made its stance clear. The clan is standing firmly on Brother Li Feng's side and has refused the Meng clan's unreasonable demand." A hint of relief could be seen on Wang Luoyu's face when she spoke. "I heard about this too," Yi Qiang Wei said with a nod. Then she asked, "Sister Luoyu, who is Li Feng exactly? Why is the Wang clan willing to offend the Meng clan that has a supreme powerhouse for him?" Chapter 44:23. 44:23. Meng Yu Zheng refuses to give up. 44:23. Meng Yu Zheng refuses to give up. Wang Luoyu was briefly stunned by Yi Qiang Wei's question. Then she smiled shyly as she said, "Brother Li Feng, to be honest, Sister Qiang Wei, I don't know much about Brother Li Feng's background." "You don't know much about his background?" Yi Qiang Wei's eyes widened in disbelief as she exclaimed, You don't know anything about him, but you're going to marry him." Yi Qiang Wei was slightly confused. For the first time, she felt like she did not know her best friend at all. After all, in her mind, her best friend Wang Luoyu was not such an impulsive and reckless person. Wang Luoyu smiled and said, "I only know that he's not from the divine sand realm. As for the other things, I haven't asked for the time being. Moreover, I don't think it's important to ask about his background. After all, I like him, not his background." The smile on Wang Luoyu's face made her look like a woman in love. Yi Qiang Wei grew even more curious about the brother Li Feng whom Wang Luoyu mentioned. Seeing Wang Luoyu's reaction to Li Feng, a purple figure suddenly appeared in her mind and she thought to herself, "Sister Luoyu keeps saying Li Feng is peerless, but in comparison to Duan Ling Tian, he's probably a lot weaker, right? I'll be able to see Li Feng soon. I want to see what kind of man can make Sister Luoyu so obsessed." After Yi Qiang Wei left, Wang Luoyu hurried over to Duan Ling Tian's courtyard. As soon as she saw Duan Ling Tian, she expressed her worries. "Brother Duan, I'm worried Meng Yu Zheng from the Green Billow City's Meng clan will continue to deliberately make things difficult for us. After all, He has the support of a supreme powerhouse now. If the supreme powerhouse helps him, I'm afraid you'll be in danger, Brother Duan. Perhaps we should put a halt to our plan. Although Wang Luoyu wanted to escape the shackles of the Wang clan, she did not want any harm to come to the kind young man in front of her. He had already gone to great lengths to fulfill her brother's final wish, so she did not want him to get into more trouble because of her. "No need," Duan Ling Tian said as he shook his head. "We'll proceed with our plan. We don't know for sure that the Supreme Powerhouse will step forward for him. Even if the Supreme Powerhouse really takes action, remember that the Wang clan isn't a pushover as well." Initially, there was no guarantee that those supreme powerhouses, who were friends with the ancestor of the Wang clan, would attend the wedding in the Wang clan. However, after this incident, Duan Ling Tian was certain that the Wang clan would make sure at least one supreme powerhouse was in attendance just to be on the safe side. After all, the value of Li Feng, the heaven-defying prodigy to the Wang clan, was much higher than the threat that the Green Billow City's Meng clan posed. Duan Ling Tian explained his thoughts to Wang Luoyu, putting Wang Luoyu at ease. Wang Luoyu thought that the person her brother entrusted his final wish to was truly far more reliable than she had imagined. Meanwhile, only one of the two supreme elders of the Wang clan came to meet Meng Yu Zheng. It was out of Meng Yu Zheng's expectations that the supreme elder of the Wang clan would be the same as Wang Kui. Not only did the supreme elder not support his marriage to Wang Luoyu, but the supreme elder also did not allow him to meet the young man named Li Feng. Although only one supreme elder was in attendance, it was clear his words also represented those of the other supreme elder. In the end, Meng Yu Zheng was personally sent out of the Wang clan by Wang Kui. Before he left, Wang Kui even told him that he was more than welcome to attend Wang Luoyu and that young man's wedding. In his eyes, this was a humiliation. After leaving the Wang clan, Meng Yu Zheng, furious and embarrassed, found an inn in Blue Dawn City to stay in. "I didn't expect that the old geyser, Wang Jingrao, would refuse me and the old ancestor just like Wang Kui. No, I can't just do nothing. I won't allow them to humiliate me like this." The more Meng Yu Zheng thought about it, the angrier he became. After a moment, he looked at the middle-aged man next to him and said, "Uncle Tan, can you contact the old ancestor and ask him to visit and pressure the Wang clan?" Needless to say, the middle-aged man was none other than Tan Ziu Teng, the Green Flame Saber King, who accompanied Meng Yu Zheng here. Upon hearing Meng Yu Zheng's words, he furrowed his brows slightly and said, "I've already reported this matter to my lord. He's also furious that the Wang clan refused to give in. However, I don't know if he'll come." After a moment, Tan Ziu Teng added, "The Lord said that the Wang clan won't support a young man with an unknown background for no reason. It's likely that the young man has a powerful background or has something special about him. Moreover, although the Wang clan no longer has a supreme powerhouse, the clan has the protection of a few supreme powerhouses who were friends of the clan's ancestor. They might not stand aside and do nothing if something happens to the Wang clan." Tan Ziu Teng's words made Meng Yu Zheng feel even angrier. At the same time, he suddenly felt that it was not that great to have a supreme powerhouse as his backer. His eyes glinted coldly as he recalled the humiliation he suffered at the Wang clan. He muttered to himself, "The old ancestor is afraid of the Wang clan, but I'm not afraid of Li Feng. This is the divine sand realm. Even if he's talented or has a powerful background, he'll still have to obediently submit to our Meng clan in Green Bilo City. I want to see what kind of person he is after 10 days. Let's see if he can withstand the wrath and threat of the Meng clan." Meng Yu Zheng's face was twisted into an unsightly expression, and his eyes shone with killing intent, looking as though he wanted to devour someone, as he continued muttering to himself, He's just the husband of a humble female descendant of the Wang clan side branch. If something happens to him, will the Wang clan really turn against me and the Meng clan in Green Billow City? After all, when a person dies, his or her value ceases to exist as well. Following that, Meng Yuzheng turned to look at Tan Ziu Teng and said seriously, "Uncle Tan, on the day of the wedding, I'll threaten that guy through voice transmission and tell him to withdraw from the marriage. If he does as I say, I'll let him off the hook. Otherwise, please kill him for me, Uncle Tan." Meng Yuzheng was murderously jealous of the young man named Li Feng at this moment. Upon hearing Meng Yuzheng's words, Tan Ziu Teng frowned. He said that person not only obtained the Wang clan's approval to marry Wang Luoyu, but most importantly, even under the pressure from the Lord, they still firmly stood on his side. I'm afraid he's not simple or weak at all. Until I find out more about him, I don't recommend taking action against him. Tan Ziu Teng had lived for a long time and was more experienced after all. Meng Yuzheng frowned. Then his frown suddenly disappeared, replaced by a huge grin on his face as he said, "Based on what I know, you're quite skilled in assassination. I assume you're able to assassinate someone without leaving any traces behind, right?" Tan Ziu Teng's frown deepened upon hearing these words. He said, expressing his concerns, "Even then, it's still risky. If his background is more powerful than the Meng clan, it'll be disastrous for the Meng clan. If a powerful supreme powerhouse wants to avenge his direct descendant, he doesn't need evidence to take action." Meng Yuzheng was unwilling to give up. He said, "Uncle Tan, if you help me with this, I'll give you this treasure that I'm sure you'll be very interested in." As soon as Meng Yuzheng raised his hand, something appeared briefly before he quickly returned it to his self-destructive spatial ring. He was clearly not afraid that Tan Ziu Teng would forcefully seize the treasure since it was kept in his spatial ring. "This is, you, where did you obtain this thing?" Tan Ziu Teng's eyes widened in disbelief, and his breathing quickened, causing his chest to rise and fall heavily. His eyes shone as he looked at Meng Yuzheng in shock. Chapter 44:24, 44:24, The Heavens Vault Blood Oath 44:24, The Heavens Vault Blood Oath. Tan Ziu Teng did not expect Meng Yuzheng to bring out a supreme powerhouse divinity at all. Most importantly, it was a fire-type supreme powerhouse divinity. His strongest law was the law of fire, and it had reached the perfect form. Since his fire had mutated, he had an even higher chance of comprehending it to the paramount stage. To him, the fire-type supreme powerhouse divinity was a peerless treasure. At least for now, no treasure could compare to the fire-type supreme powerhouse divinity. After all, if he possessed the fire-type supreme powerhouse divinity, his chances of comprehending the law of fire to the paramount stage would increase significantly to more than 70%. Tan Ziu Teng continued to breathe heavily. It took him a while to calm down before he looked at Meng Yuzheng and said in a deep voice, "I didn't see what it was earlier. Can you show it to me again?" A hint of greed could be seen in Tan Ziu Teng's eyes at this moment. To him, for the sake of the fire-type supreme powerhouse divinity, even if he had to kill Meng Yuzheng and flee the divine sand realm to the end of the world after offending the supreme powerhouse from the Meng clan in Green Billow City, it was worth it. As long as he comprehended the law of fire to the paramount stage, sooner or later, he would become a peerless top advanced supreme god. At that time, it was definitely possible for him to find a supreme powerhouse stronger than the Meng clan's supreme powerhouse to protect him. Even if he encountered Meng Tianfeng would not dare to attack him. In the outer boundary and the myriad worlds, peerless top advanced supreme gods were rarer than supreme powerhouses and highly sought after by supreme powerhouses after all. Meng Yuzheng was not a complete fool. He smiled faintly and said, Uncle Tan, your strongest law is the law of fire, so you're more sensitive to it. However, since you said you didn't see it, let me tell you, it's a fire-type supreme powerhouse divinity. As for its origin, I'm sure you can guess it. It was given to me by my ancestor. The main reason my ancestor was able to become a supreme powerhouse was thanks to the fire-type supreme powerhouse divinity he obtained 10,000 years ago. Now that he's a supreme powerhouse, the fire-type supreme powerhouse divinity is no longer useful to him. As such, he gave it to me. After all, I'm the most outstanding one among all his direct descendants, and I also comprehend the law of fire. Meng Tianfeng, the new supreme powerhouse of the Meng clan, and Meng Yuzheng also comprehended the law of fire. Tan Ziu Teng raised an eyebrow and said, I'm sure the Lord didn't give you the supreme powerhouse divinity just for you to casually give it to another person. From now on, don't joke about this matter anymore. If the Lord finds out that you wanted to give it away, he'll be upset. Tan Ziu Teng was abnormally calm and clear-headed at this moment. Since the supreme powerhouse divinity was given by Meng Tianfeng, how could Meng Yuzheng give it away so easily? He thought that Meng Yuzheng was not being serious. After all, Meng Yuzheng knew how precious the supreme powerhouse divinity was. Meng Yuzheng said with a smile, Uncle Tan, you're right. I misspoke earlier when I said that I'll give you the supreme powerhouse divinity. What I mean is that if you help me kill that brat who'll be marrying Wang Luoyu, I'll lend you the supreme powerhouse divinity. At that time, it'll surely bring you closer to becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god or even a supreme powerhouse. Once you achieve your goal, you'll return it to me. Meng Yuzheng's expression was serious as he continued to say, needless to say, if you agree, you'll have to make the Heaven Vault's blood oath, Uncle Tan. You have to swear that you'll return the supreme powerhouse divinity to me after you become a peerless top advanced supreme god or a supreme powerhouse. Otherwise, even if you kill that Li Feng, I won't lend you the supreme powerhouse divinity. The Heaven Vault's blood oath was a type of oath people made in the outer boundary. After swearing a Heaven Vault's blood oath, one would be subjected to the rules of heaven and earth. If one broke one's oath, even if one escaped from the outer boundary to the myriad worlds, one still would not be able to escape death. In the myriad worlds, it was difficult for those below the realm of supreme powerhouses to make a Heaven Vault's blood oath. As such, the Heaven Vault's blood oath was rarely mentioned in the myriad worlds. Moreover, supreme powerhouses were the ones who maintained order in the myriad world and executed the punishment of breaking a blood oath. Unlike blood oaths in the myriad worlds, the Heaven's Vault blood oath was governed by a higher power. Meanwhile, Tan Ziu Teng frowned slightly when he heard Meng Yuzheng's words. When his frown finally eased, he said, Very well, I promise you. Tan Ziu Teng was not worried about Meng Yuzheng going back on his promise after he completed the task. Even if Meng Yuzheng was protected by Meng Tianfeng, it was impossible for Meng Tianfeng to follow Meng Yuzheng everywhere. It would not do Meng Yuzheng any good to offend him. Moreover, now that he was serving Meng Tianfeng, the supreme powerhouse of the Meng clan, he could be considered half a member of the Meng clan. It was unlikely that Meng Yuzheng would break his promise. Upon hearing Tan Ziu Teng's reply, Meng Yuzheng said with a smile, Thank you, Uncle Tan. Meng Yuzheng was certain, right from the start, that Tan Ziu Teng would not refuse him. After all, he knew how tempting the fire-type supreme powerhouse divinity was to Tan Ziu Teng. He had also heard from Meng Tianfeng that Tan Ziu Teng agreed to serve him because Meng Tianfeng promised to guide him in comprehending the law of fire. Tan Ziu Teng was a famous figure in the divine sand realm and was known as the Green Flame Saber King. He was known for his unruly nature. If it were not for the fact that Meng Tianfeng also comprehended the law of fire, an unruly person like him might not be willing to serve a supreme powerhouse like Meng Tianfeng. There were many supreme powerhouses in the divine sand realm, and he had never served any of them until Meng Tianfeng appeared. Based on this, it could be seen that he was not very interested in serving a supreme powerhouse before this. At this time, Duan Ling Tian naturally did not know that Meng Yu Zheng from the Green Billow City's Meng clan, whom he refused to meet, had already planned to assassinate him. However, even if he was aware of it, he would not take it seriously. After all, Tan Xiu Teng was not stronger than two supreme elders of the Wang clan. Tang Xiu Teng would be lucky if he was able to escape after fighting the duo at once. Duan Ling Tian patiently waited for the wedding day to arrive. After that, he would stay in the Wang clan a little longer before taking Wang Luo Yu away. Once he found a place for her to settle down, he would have fulfilled the late Wang Yiyuan's final wish and repaid Wang Yiyuan for giving him a treasure. He would no longer owe Wang Yiyuan anymore. With that, he would be able to continue on his own journey. A few days before the wedding of Wang Luo Yu and Li Feng, Duan Ling Tian's fake persona, Blue Dawn City, was already very lively. The guests that the Wang clan invited arrived in Blue Dawn City one after another, and they stayed in the inn arranged for them by the Wang clan. The day before the wedding, Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, returned to the clan with an old man who looked like a sage. When the old man arrived, Wang Jingrao, the supreme elder of the Wang clan whom Duan Ling Tian had once sparred with, came over immediately. He bowed and kneeled respectfully to the old man as soon as he saw the old man. All in all, 10 days passed by in just a blink of an eye. Chapter 44:25, 44:25 Senior Sidhu, 44:25 Senior Sidhu. The sage-like old man looked at the old man kneeling in front of him, who also looked to be over 60 years old, and asked, slightly surprised, "Are you little Jing?" "Yes, it's me, Senior Sidhu," Wang Jingrao replied respectfully as he remained kneeling. "I didn't expect that you'd still remember me, Senior Sidhu." In the past, when Wang Jingrao was young, he was fortunate enough to have met the old man in front of him. At that time, that old man had yet to become a supreme powerhouse, and was just a powerhouse serving the ancestor of the Wang clan. The old man was also an interim elder of the Wang clan at that time. Due to the old man's talent, the ancestor of the Wang clan did not treat him like an outsider, and regarded him as a member of the clan, carefully guiding him. For this reason, the old man had always been grateful to the late ancestor of the Wang clan. Later on, the old man successfully became a supreme powerhouse and left the Wang clan. However, he still maintained a close relationship with the ancestor of the Wang clan. The biggest reason the Wang clan was able to maintain its status after its ancestor was due to the old man. The old man said with a slight smile, "Of course, I remember you. I still remember that the first time I met you, you were being bullied by another boy in the Wang clan who was a few years older than you. At that time, you cried and yelled that you'd avenge yourself in 3 years. That was also my first time coming to the Wang clan's estate. You left a lasting impression on me because of your words at that time. After a few years, I even asked the elders of the clan about you. Unexpectedly, it only took you 2 years to grow stronger than the boy who bullied you." Although the old man had spoken casually, Wang Jingrao, who was still kneeling, could not help but feel delighted. He did not expect the old man in front of him to remember him. After all, this was his first time meeting the old man again after so many years. In the past, he had always been busy with the clan's matters and cultivation. For this reason, it was always his elder brother, the other supreme elder of the Wang clan, who received the old man when the old man visited. The old man smiled and said, "Good job. Now that you've reached this point, it won't be difficult for you to go further. I'll be in the Wang clan over the next few days. If you have any questions about cultivation, you can come to me at any time." "Thank you, Senior Situ," Wang Jingrao said excitedly. After all, the person in front of him had become a supreme powerhouse a very long time ago. Although it seemed like he was not far from the realm of supreme powerhouses, the gap between him and a supreme powerhouse was still insurmountable. If you're able to become a supreme powerhouse, Master Who's in Heaven will definitely feel relieved that the Wang clan has another supreme powerhouse, the old man said with a smile. If one looked closely, one would be able to see a trace of sadness in his eyes. However, neither Wang Jingrao nor Wang Kui, who was standing at the side, noticed it. The old man was worried he would not be able to protect the Wang clan for long. If he perished, the Wang clan's status in Blue Dawn City and the Divine Sand Realm would fall. Although the Wang clan had a good relationship with several other supreme powerhouses, the old man knew that if he were not around, they likely would not care much about the Wang clan anymore. In those supreme powerhouses' opinion, they were indebted to the ancestor of the Wang clan, not any of the current members of the Wang clan. Due to his attitude toward the Wang clan, the other supreme powerhouses followed his actions, worried that they would be called ungrateful if they left the Wang clan alone. However, if he was gone and no longer served as a contrast, it would not take long for the others to forget about the Wang clan. For this reason, he sincerely wished that a second supreme powerhouse would appear in the Wang clan. In his opinion, Wang Jingrao was one of the two most promising candidates in the Wang clan. While Wang Jingrao chatted with the old man, Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, was lost in his thoughts. Little Jing. This was Wang Kui's first time hearing Wang Jingrao's nickname when Wang Jingrao was young. He did not expect Wang Jingrao to have such a cute nickname in the past. If the young members of the clan who idolized Wang Jingrao knew about this, they would definitely be shocked. At this time, Wang Jingrao and the old man were finally done reminiscing about the past. Wang Jingrao said, pulling Wang Kui back from his thoughts, "Clan leader, Senior Situ came from afar. Let's lead him to my courtyard so he can rest." The Wang clan had a courtyard dedicated to accommodating guests of the clan. However, Duan Ling Tian, who was pretending to be Li Feng, was now staying in the courtyard. As such, Wang Jingrao arranged for the old man to stay in his courtyard. With this, it was also more convenient for him to ask for advice regarding cultivating from the old man. Wang Kui quickly regained his senses and followed Wang Jingrao and the old man to Wang Jingrao's courtyard. On the way there, Wang Kui suddenly received a voice transmission from Wang Jingrao. "Boy, earlier, did you hear how Senior Situ addressed me?" Wang Kui was briefly confused when he heard the voice transmission, but he soon realized that it was a threat. As the clan leader of the Wang clan, he naturally had a high EQ. He quickly feigned ignorance and replied, "What? I'm sorry, Supreme Elder. I was thinking about Luo Yu and young Master Li Feng's wedding that will take place tomorrow. I was trying to think if there are any other arrangements to be made. By the way, what did Senior Situ address you as earlier?" "It's nothing," Wang Jingrao said as he nodded in satisfaction. Then, after a moment, he added, "Thank you for personally receiving Senior Situ. After sending Senior Situ to my place, you can rest and wait for the wedding." "Yes, Supreme Elder," Wang Kui replied. His back was already damp from cold sweat when he thought about how Wang Jingrao might have silenced him if he did not respond correctly earlier. Wang Jingrao definitely would not let him off the hook so easily if he told another soul about what he heard today. Meanwhile, Duan Ling Tian was unaware that the supreme powerhouse that the Wang clan invited as a safeguard had arrived. After all, Meng Yu Zheng from the Green Billow City's Meng clan had come to the Wang clan to make a fuss, and even claimed he had the support of the Meng clan's supreme powerhouse. Duan Ling Tian did not care about Meng Yuzheng's threats at all. Moreover, he did not think that the new supreme powerhouse from the Meng clan would show up at the wedding tomorrow. Even if the other party showed up, he was rather certain the other party would not attack him rashly. After all, in their eyes, his origin was a mystery, and he possessed amazing strength despite being younger than 10,000 years old. With this, most people would assume that he had a powerful background. After all, how could an ordinary person with no support achieve such feats at such a young age? While the new supreme powerhouse from the Meng clan stewed in his doubts and worries, Duan Ling Tian was sure he had plenty of time to bring Wang Luo Yu away before the other party decided on what to do. Tomorrow, our plan will be almost completed. After finding a place for Wang Luo Yu to settle down, I would have fulfilled my promise to Wang Yi Yuan. With that, I can continue on my journey. I only hope that Meng Yuzheng is smart and sensible. If he dares to pester me and stir up trouble, I won't hesitate to send him to hell before I leave. Although Duan Ling Tian had never met Meng Yuzheng, based on Wang Qi's words, he knew that Meng Yuzheng came bearing ill intentions. Moreover, it seemed like Meng Yuzheng was rather persistent. Duan Ling Tian wanted everything to go smoothly tomorrow. If Meng Yuzheng dared to stir up trouble, he would not let Meng Yuzheng go. Soon enough, Duan Ling Tian's thoughts drifted in another direction. Peerless top advanced supreme god. Currently, I'm still very far from becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god. Although my law of space and law of time are close to the perfect form, I still have yet to comprehend them to that stage. If I comprehend them to the perfect form, my strength should be comparable to those peerless advanced supreme gods who didn't comprehend their laws to the paramount stage. Duan Ling Tian muttered to himself as his eyes brightened. Not all peerless top advanced supreme gods had comprehended their laws to the paramount stage. Among peerless top advanced supreme gods, the strongest ones were those who had comprehended the laws to the paramount stage. Even if they did not have a profound comprehension of any of the four Taoes of heaven and earth, they were still rather powerful. Since they had comprehended the laws to the ultimate, their strength would increase greatly. Even if someone possessed the level of Duan Ling Tian's comprehension of the sword Tao, and a law that had reached the perfect form, he or she would not be a match for someone who had comprehended the law to the paramount stage. In fact, with Duan Ling Tian's comprehension of the sword Tao, even if he comprehended both the law of time and the law of space to the perfect form, he still would not be a match for a peerless top advanced supreme god who had comprehended the law to the paramount stage. I've heard that the four Taoes of heaven and earth can also be comprehended to the perfect form. However, there's no known person in the outer boundary and the myriad worlds who has done so. It's said that if one comprehends any of the four Taoes of heaven and earth to the perfect form, even if one's law had only reached the perfect form, one would not be inferior to those who comprehended the laws to the paramount stage. If one's able to comprehend any of the four Taoes of heaven and earth to the perfect form, and also comprehend the law to the paramount stage, one would be invincible among those below the realm of supreme powerhouses. Duan Ling Tian had read about this in ancient books, and he was not sure about its veracity. People can become supreme powerhouses without the need to comprehend the four Taoes of heaven and earth to the perfect form. However, after becoming a supreme powerhouse, it'll be difficult to improve the four Taoes of heaven and earth. How many people are willing to suppress their cultivation and continue comprehending the four Taoes of heaven and earth to the perfect form as an advanced supreme god before becoming a supreme powerhouse? Chapter 40:426 4426 Li Feng's wedding day. 4426 Li Feng's wedding D, a Y, F letter 1 D52F, letter 1 D486, letter 1 D452, W E letter 1 D68B, letter 1 D4C3 Gujarati. Ushunya, Inus. New letter 1 D65A, letter 269. C0M. Although Duan Ling Tian still had a long way to go before becoming a supreme powerhouse, it was inevitable that he would eventually become a supreme powerhouse. Just his extraordinary comprehension of the sword Tao alone was enough to help him become a supreme powerhouse. Moreover, he also possessed the 5 divine elements that would also help him break into the realm of supreme powerhouses. Many advanced supreme gods searched desperately for a chance to break through into the realm of supreme powerhouses, but Duan Ling Tian did not need to do such a thing. In fact, currently, he did not have much desire about becoming a supreme powerhouse at all. Instead, he was much more excited about becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god. Peerless top advanced supreme gods were rarer than supreme powerhouses. There were rumors in the myriad worlds that the number of peerless top advanced supreme gods was only 1/10 of the number of supreme powerhouses. In the outer boundary and the myriad worlds, everyone has an understanding. If one's confident about becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god, then one should hold back on becoming a supreme powerhouse immediately. After all, after becoming a supreme powerhouse, it'll be extremely difficult to improve one's laws and the 4 Taos of heaven and earth compared to the time before one becomes a supreme powerhouse. Ideally, one should only break through to the realm of supreme powerhouses after one has comprehended the law to the paramount stage, and any of the 4 Taos of heaven and earth to the perfect form. However, in the history of the outer boundary and myriad worlds, there's no record of anyone doing this before. There's a legend that says if one's able to achieve this feat, as soon as one becomes a supreme powerhouse, one's strength would be in the world supreme realm. The world supreme realm is the strongest realm for a supreme powerhouse. In the myriad worlds, there are only a few dozen people who have entered this realm. I can only imagine how terrifying it is for a new supreme powerhouse to immediately enter the world supreme realm. Chills ran up Duan Ling Tian's spine when he thought about that level of strength. After arriving at the outer boundary, Duan Ling Tian learned more and more about supreme powerhouses who were a mystery to him in the past. It was also after he arrived at the outer boundary that he learned about how difficult it was to grow stronger after becoming a supreme powerhouse. He also learned about the strength difference between supreme powerhouses, and those in the world's supreme realm were the strongest supreme powerhouses. It's said that only 3 major worlds and the second-tier worlds have supreme powerhouses in the world's supreme realm. For this reason, the 21 worlds dominate the myriad worlds. The weaker worlds willingly surrendered and gave up their forces. Duan Ling Tian thought to himself, considering how powerful those in the world's supreme realm are, if they're willing, they should be able to release care from that technique from the soul imprisonment clan, right? If it's possible, I hope to serve a supreme powerhouse in the world's supreme realm after becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god. At that time, I'd be able to ask for a favor and save care. Duan Ling Tian's eyes lit up when he thought about this, growing even more determined to become a peerless top advanced supreme god. He could not wait to enter closed-door cultivation and comprehend his laws. However, he forcefully calmed himself down as he thought to himself, I'll have to fulfill Wang Yiyuan's final wish first. After finding a place for Wang Luo Yu to settle down, I'll continue to explore the outer boundary and continue on my journey to grow stronger. After calming down, Duan Ling Tian closed his eyes and rested, waiting for the next day to arrive. At the same time, there were quite a few people in Duan Ling Tian's courtyard. They were decorating the place and the rooms, preparing for the wedding. However, thanks to Wang Qi's orders, no one disturbed Duan Ling Tian, allowing him to enjoy some peace and quiet. The night passed in just a blink of an eye, and the day many people anticipated finally arrived. Duan Ling Tian woke up early in the morning. With the help of servants from the Wang clan, he changed into a festive red robe and tied his long hair up, making him look even more handsome than usual. A middle-aged woman followed Duan Ling Tian as he walked out and said, "Young Master Li Feng, I'll brief you about the Wang clan's wedding ceremony. Please feel free to ask me if there's anything you don't understand." After a beat, she continued to say, "Although the ceremony seems troublesome, you only need to go through a few formalities. However, after that ceremony, you and Miss Luo you will have to greet and entertain a few of the clan's distinguished guests." Duan Ling Tian could tell the Wang clan placed great importance on this wedding based on the middle-aged woman's words. Needless to say, he did not have any objections and planned to cooperate. To him, this was just an act that was necessary to free Wang Luoyu. After the wedding, he would bring Wang Luoyu away from the Wang clan. The wedding naturally did not mean anything to him. After fulfilling his promise to Wang Yiyuan, perhaps, his only connection to the Wang clan was Wang Jingrao. After all, he felt indebted to Wang Jingrao and planned to repay Wang Jingrao by helping the Wang clan if the clan was ever in need. As Duan Ling Tian walked through the Wang clan's estate, he drew many people's attention. These people, who were mostly young men and young women, looked at him curiously as they discussed among themselves. "Is that young Master Li Feng? He's really handsome. Since the clan agreed to let him marry Sister Luo Yu, he's definitely not simple. I've not heard anything about his origin so far. Does anyone know anything about his origin?" A teenager suddenly asked the people around him. The people in the surroundings shook their heads. Everyone's curious about his origins. However, until now, his origins are still a mystery. It'll only be a mystery for a while. Eventually, we'll find out about his origin. In any case, who cares? For him to be acknowledged by the clan, his origins are definitely extraordinary. I heard some people say that he's not from the divine sand realm. That's why no one has heard of him or seen him before. However, there's no doubt that he has an extraordinary background. At the very least, he must be from a supreme rank force. Did you hear about it? For his sake, the clan did not even hesitate to offend the Green Billow City's Meng clan. Young Master Meng came to ask for Sister Luo Yu's hand in marriage, and even said that he had the support of the Meng clan's new supreme powerhouse. Even then, our clan still did not give in to the Meng clan. I'm becoming more and more curious about his identity. Chapter 44:27. 44:27 Meeting Tom Meng Sha again. 44:27 Meeting Tom Meng Sha again. In the eyes of the members of the Wang clan, the young man named Li Feng was very mysterious. They had heard that he had taken the initiative to ask for Wang Luo Yu's hand in marriage. Some people said that despite his young age, he was stronger than the grand elders of the Wang clan. When he first arrived at the Wang clan, he had defeated a grand elder. The patrolling members at that time had witnessed it themselves. It was said that they spread the word later on, but when they were asked about it, they denied everything as though a gag order had been issued. This made the others even more curious about the young man. If it was true that he was stronger than the grand elders despite being younger than 10,000 years old, he was definitely a peerless prodigy in the divine sand realm. If he's truly such a heaven-defying prodigy and has an extraordinary background, it doesn't even matter that he's not from the divine sand realm. He's definitely worthy of our Wang clan. There's no way the clan would take this matter lightly. Between him and the young master of the Green Billow City's Meng clan, our Wang clan chose him. This shows that the clan's regard for him is much higher than that of the Meng clan in Green Billow City. With the rumors they had heard, many people came to the conclusion that the young man held a high position in the eyes of the high-ranking officials of the Wang clan. The Wang clan had sent invitations to all the prominent and influential forces in the divine sand realm. Needless to say, these forces included those with supreme powerhouses. Although the Wang clan did not have a supreme powerhouse at present, the forces with supreme powerhouses sent representatives to attend the wedding as well. Even the strongest forces in the divine sand realm, which were stronger than the Wang clan, even when the Wang clan still had a supreme powerhouse, sent their representatives to attend the wedding. However, these representatives were not core figures of those forces. Nonetheless, it was more than enough to raise the status of the Wang clan that did not have a supreme powerhouse. The wedding was so lively because of the late ancestor of the Wang clan. His legacy continued to keep the Wang clan's status high. Many people thought that the Wang clan would not fall into decline as long as the clan maintained their relationship with the supreme powerhouses, who were friends of the clan's ancestor. Even without a supreme powerhouse, very few people and forces dared to underestimate the Wang clan. Although the middle-aged woman had assured Duan Ling Tian that the Wang clan had kept the wedding ceremony simple, he still found it tedious and troublesome. How troublesome! Fortunately, the Wang clan had sent many people to do most of the things on his behalf. For now, he only had to follow Wang Kui's lead and receive guests from powerful forces in the divine sand realm. Clan Leader Wang, congratulations. Clan Leader Wang, I can see that the Wang clan's new groom is an extraordinary young man. Since Duan Ling Tian did not know the guests, he only greeted them perfunctorily. However, he suddenly froze when he heard a loud voice. I'm Ta Yu from Kaiming Mountain. I, along with my junior, Ta Ming Sha, represent Kaiming Mountain to congratulate the Wang clan. Duan Ling Tian saw a burly middle-aged man and a burly young man, and when the duo saw Duan Ling Tian, they were just as taken aback as he was. The burly young man in particular was staring at Duan Ling Tian intently. Kaiming Mountain. Duan Ling Tian was shocked and puzzled when he heard came from Kaiming Mountain. He had thought the name Ta Ming Sha was slightly familiar when he heard it and did not think too much of it. However, he was shocked when he heard the words Kaiming Mountain. At the same time, when he saw the young man's piercing and unruly gaze, he recalled his time in Dancing Sun City. At that time, he had defeated a giant ape, but spared the giant ape's life, and that giant ape's name was Ta Ming Sha. It's him. With this, it was not difficult for Duan Ling Tian to figure out the identity of the burly middle-aged man standing in front of Ta Ming Sha. He was one of 3 demons who destroyed Dancing Sun City with the supreme demon of Kaiming Mountain. He was also one of the right-hand men of the supreme demon of Kaiming Mountain. Duan Ling Tian knew that Ta Yu was strong when he was in Dancing Sun City, but he did not know the extent of Ta Yu's strength. It was not until later that he found out Ta Yu and the other 2 demons, who were only second to the supreme demon of Kaiming Mountain, were almost as strong as a peerless top advanced supreme god. Greetings, Senior Ta Yu. Wang Kui greeted Ta Yu respectfully. Based on Wang Kui's tone, Duan Ling Tian was even more certain that Ta Yu was almost as strong as a peerless top advanced supreme god. After all, they had greeted quite a number of guests, and Wang Kui only spoke so respectfully to a few of them. Congratulations, Clan Leader Wang. Our lord can't attend as he has something to do, so he sent me here to attend the Wang clan's grand wedding. I hope the Wang clan doesn't mind this, Ta Yu said as he laughed loudly. Ta Yu's laughter was like a clap of thunder, causing everyone to turn to look at him. However, when they saw Ta Yu, a hint of fear could be seen in their eyes. After all, Ta Yu of Kaiming Mountain was known to have a quick temper. Those who provoked him in the past had all come to a terrible end. Senior Ta Yu, you must be joking. The Wang clan is honored by your presence, Wang Kui said warmly. Then he turned to Duan Ling Tian slightly and said, "Senior Ta Yu, this is the main star of our Wang clan's wedding today. Young Master Li Feng greets Senior Ta Yu." Ta Yu shifted his gaze toward Duan Ling Tian, causing Duan Ling Tian to feel a slight pressure. Duan Ling Tian smiled faintly and said, "Greetings, Senior Ta Yu. We haven't seen each other for a long time, but you're still the same." Wang Kui was shocked when he heard Duan Ling Tian's words. Meanwhile, Ta Yu looked at Duan Ling Tian intently before he said, "After the battle in Dancing Sun City, I realized that you're not a simple person. It's a pity that you left early. I didn't have a chance to thank you for sparing Ta Ming Sha." Then, Ta Yu glanced at Ta Ming Sha, who was standing behind him, and said, "Ta Ming Sha, why don't you thank Brother Li Feng for showing mercy that time?" Ta Yu's words shocked everyone present. As for Wang Kui, his mouth was agape as his eyes darted between Duan Ling Tian and Ta Yu. Chapter 44:28, 44:28 It's you. 44:28 It's you. Thank Li Feng for showing mercy to Ta Ming Sha. Everyone naturally understood these words. It meant that Li Feng was capable of killing Ta Ming Sha, but he chose to spare Ta Ming Sha's life instead. Although it seemed like Duan Ling Tian had done Ta Yu and Ta Ming Sha a great favor, Wang Kui's expression could not help but change slightly. He felt like Ta Yu hid knives behind his words. Unlike Wang Kui, the other guests gathered to watch the show excitedly. Ta Yu of Kai Ming Mountain actually asked his adopted son, Ta Ming Sha, to thank the Wang clan's new groom for showing mercy. So this person is capable of killing Ta Ming Sha. Tusk, he's really powerful even though he's not even 10,000 years old. Amazing. I wonder if Ta Yu will avenge his adopted son. That's unlikely, right? Didn't you hear Ta Yu asking his adopted son to thank Li Feng? Hey, who knows if he's being sincere? Perhaps he's being sarcastic. Although he doesn't seem angry now, who knows if this is just the calm before the storm? Unlike the members of the Wang clan present on the scene who were tense and wary, looking as though they were facing a great enemy at this time, the crowd was speculating fervently among themselves in hushed tones. After all, this matter was between the Wang clan's new groom and Kai Ming Mountain. Ta Ming Sha frowned slightly. In the end, under the watchful eyes of his adopted father, he stepped forward and said, "Li Feng, thank you for showing mercy." However, despite Ta Ming Sha's words, the frown on his face did not ease, and he continued to say domineeringly, "I'll definitely defeat you in the future." Duan Ling Tian smiled faintly and replied, "I look forward to that day." Defeat me? Does he think that I used all my strength when I fought him? Currently, if he were to fight Ta Yu, even if he could not win, it would not be a problem for him to escape unscathed. There was no need to mention Ta Ming Sha at all. With a little time to raise his strength, he would definitely be able to defeat Ta Yu. At this time, Ta Yu looked at Wang Kui and said with a sigh, "I really didn't expect that the Wang clan's new groom is him. I'd like to congratulate the Wang clan again for being blessed with a son-in-law who has a high potential of becoming a supreme powerhouse." As soon as Ta Yu's voice fell, the crowd fell silent briefly. Based on these words, it was clear that Ta Yu looked highly upon the new son-in-law of the Wang clan. However, many people thought that the words were just perfunctory. "Thank you for your compliments, Senior Ta Yu." Wang Kui thanked Ta Yu on Duan Ling Tian's behalf. Ta Yu continued to say, "The compliment isn't from me. I'm merely repeating what my lord said to us. He told us that this young man here has a high potential of becoming a supreme powerhouse." The crowd broke into an uproar immediately. None of them expected that the supreme demon of Kai Ming Mountain, a powerful supreme powerhouse, would have such a high opinion of the young man who was not even 10,000 years old. Their gazes changed when they looked at the young man again. After all, he was someone recognized by a supreme powerhouse. Perhaps, in the future, he would be the second supreme powerhouse in the Wang clan. Meanwhile, Duan Ling Tian smiled slightly and said to Ta Yu, "Senior Ta Yu, please send my greetings to Lord Kai Ming. Previously, I was in a hurry to leave because I had an urgent matter to attend to. As such, I didn't have a chance to pay my respect to Lord Kai Ming. I hope he'll excuse me for being rude." Despite Duan Ling Tian's calm exterior, he was so frightened that he broke out in cold sweat. He did not expect that Kai Ming had taken notice of him when he was in Dancing Sun City. Perhaps, at that time, Kai Ming was just too busy to deal with him. "Very well," Ta Yu replied with a nod before he walked into the Wang clan with Ta Ming Sha in tow. All of a sudden, he turned back to look at Duan Ling Tian and said with a friendly smile, "Li Feng, if you have time, come and visit me on Kai Ming Mountain. I'm sure my lord will also like to meet you." In fact, Wang Kui was being too cautious. There were no hidden knives behind Ta Yu's earlier words. Ta Yu was rather courteous to Duan Ling Tian. This was because before he came, he heard that the Wang clan disregarded the new supreme powerhouse of the Green Billow City's Meng clan for their new son-in-law. With this, he knew that the Wang clan's son-in-law was not simple even if they had yet to meet. When Ta Yu finally saw the new son-in-law of the Wang clan, he finally realized that he had met the other party before. As it turned out, during the battle in Dancing Sun City, the young man was the person who spared his adopted son's life. Due to his speculations about Duan Ling Tian's extraordinary background and Duan Ling Tian's attitude toward his adopted son, Ta Yu's attitude toward Duan Ling Tian naturally became better. "All right," Duan Ling Tian replied with a smile. He looked at Ta Yu and Ta Meng Sha's backs until they vanished from his sight, and he returned to greeting the other guests. Not long after, Wang Kui suddenly frowned when he saw the two guests walking over. The two guests were none other than the men from the Green Billow City's Meng clan, Meng Yu Zheng and Tan Xiu Teng, the Green Flame Saber King. Meng Yu Zheng led Tan Xiu Teng forward. When he arrived in front of Wang Kui, he did not look at Wang Kui. Instead, he looked at Duan Ling Tian icily and scoffed. Only after that did he glance at Wang Kui and ask indifferently, "Clan leader Wang, so this is the husband the Wang clan has chosen for Wang Luo Yu?" Wang Kui replied bluntly and domineeringly in an equally indifferent tone, "Young Master Meng, if you're here as a guest, the Wang clan will naturally welcome you. However, if you come to cause trouble, please leave immediately." As soon as Meng Yu Zheng frowned, Tan Xiu Teng, who was standing at the back, said, "Clan leader Wang, young Master Meng came on behalf of my lord. How can you ask him to leave? Does this mean you don't welcome the lord?" Tan Xiu Teng did not hesitate to mention the new supreme powerhouse of the Meng clan as soon as he opened his mouth. The atmosphere turned tense in just a blink of an eye. Upon hearing Tan Xiu Teng's words, Wang Kui was not in a rush to explain himself. Instead, he said with a smile, "I believe if Senior Meng is here, he definitely wouldn't be impudent like young Master Meng. That's why I and the Wang clan have nothing but respect for Senior Meng." As the clan leader of the Wang clan, Wang Kui was naturally adept at dealing with this kind of situation. Seeing that Wang Kui showed no signs of yielding, Meng Yu Zheng could only scoff and say, "Let's go in." After that, Meng Yu Zheng beckoned Tan Xiu Teng to follow him inside. He was determined to attend Wang Lu Yuo and Li Feng's wedding. Meanwhile, Wang Kui said to appease Duan Ling Tian, "Young Master Li Feng, don't pay attention to him. He's just a good-for-nothing young master. If it weren't for the fact that the Meng clan now has a supreme powerhouse, he wouldn't dare to act so presumptuously." "It's fine. He's just like a clown in my eyes," Duan Ling Tian said with a faint smile. Clearly, he did not take Meng Yu Zheng seriously at all. Suddenly, "It's you." A loud exclamation rang from afar, catching everyone's attention. The voice belonged to a young woman with a beautiful and delicate face. She was walking arm in arm with a middle-aged man, followed by an old woman. However, as soon as she saw Duan Ling Tian, she stopped in her tracks. Duan Ling Tian was no stranger to the young woman and the old woman. Chapter 44:29. 44:29. Yi Cheng from the Yi clan. 44:29. Yi Cheng from the Yi clan. The young woman was Yi Qiang Wei, and the old woman was the person who accompanied her. The old woman stood behind Yi Qiang Wei, while a majestic-looking middle-aged man stood next to Yi Qiang Wei. His eyes looked somewhat similar to those of Yi Qiang Wei. It was not difficult for Duan Ling Tian to guess the middle-aged man's identity after he saw Yi Qiang Wei. The middle-aged man was like Yi Qiang Wei's father, one of the candidates for the position of the next clan leader of the Yi clan. Letter 1D41F, R letter 1D452, letter 212F, letter 1D604, letter 1D41E, letter 1D657, letter FF4E, OV letter 1D68T, letter 1D661. Although Duan Ling Tian only met Wang Luo Yu a few times, he had learned a few things about Yi Qiang Wei from her. He knew that Yi Qiang Wei came to Blue Dawn City for her, hoping to help her escape from the marriage that the Wang clan had arranged for her. For this reason, his impression of Yi Qiang Wei improved. Duan Ling Tian quickly recovered from his surprise. However, he had no intention of explaining himself to Yi Qiang Wei why he had told her his name was Duan Ling Tian. He knew that Yi Qiang Wei would assume Duan Ling Tian was just an alias. Why is he the groom? Yi Qiang Wei was still in shock. He did not expect that the talented young man Li Feng, whom Wang Luo Yu was going to marry, was Duan Ling Tian, the young man she had a crush on. He gave me a fake name. I didn't expect him to be Li Feng. Yi Qiang Wei could not help but feel disappointed and upset at this moment. At the same time, she also envied Wang Luo Yu. This was the first time Yi Qiang Wei had met someone she liked, after all. Moreover, she could tell that the other party was a good man. Yi Qiang Wei's gaze was complicated as she looked at Duan Ling Tian. Similarly, the old woman was also shocked when she saw Duan Ling Tian. Similar to Yi Qiang Wei, she also looked at Duan Ling Tian with a complicated expression. After a moment, she furtively looked at Yi Qiang Wei. She could see Yi Qiang Wei's delicate body trembling slightly. At this time, the middle-aged man standing next to Yi Qiang Wei also noticed her body trembling. He asked worriedly, "What's wrong? Do you feel unwell?" Yi Qiang Wei returned to her senses and shook her head. "Father, I'm fine. I just feel a little sad now that Sister Luo Yu is getting married." The middle-aged man shook his head and said reassuringly with a smile, "Silly girl. Even if she's married, she's still your friend. This won't change. Even if she leaves the divine sand realm with her husband in the future, it's not like she'll never return. Even if she doesn't, you can always visit her, right?" Then the middle-aged man said, "Let's go meet Luo Yu's husband. You said that Luo Yu and the Wang clan both acknowledge him, so he must not be an ordinary young man." After that, the middle-aged man led Yi Qiang Wei over to Wang Kui and Duan Ling Tian. After the middle-aged man greeted Wang Kui smiled and said amiably, "Greetings, Elder Yi Cheng. Since your daughter is a close friend of Luo Yu, you can be considered an elder of Luo Yu as well. You have to drink more since it's her wedding." "Of course." Yi Cheng laughed before he turned his attention to Duan Ling Tian. "Elder Yi," Duan Ling Tian said with a nod. Then he looked at Yi Qiang Wei, who was standing next to Yi Cheng, and said, "Miss Yi, we meet again." Initially, Yi Qiang Wei did not dare to look at Duan Ling Tian, worried that she would become even more emotional. However, when he took the initiative to greet her, she raised her head and looked at him with a complicated gaze as she said, "Yes, we meet again. I didn't expect you to be the brother Li Feng, whom Sister Luo Yu spoke about. Do you know young Master Li Feng?" "Miss Yi, you're acquainted with young Master Li Feng." Yi Cheng and Wang Kui spoke in unison, surprised. However, Wang Kui was surprised because it seemed like Yi Qiang Wei did not meet Duan Ling Tian through Wang Luo Yu. It seemed that they were acquainted at another time. Yi Qiangwei looked at her father and said in a lowered voice, "Father, Brother Li Feng is the young man who saved me and Grandma during our journey to Blue Dawn City." Yi Cheng was naturally surprised. He had heard from his daughter that a powerful young man had saved her, and most importantly, she had said that the young man's strength was not inferior to his, and that the young man was not even 10,000 years old. He had been curious about the young man and did not expect the young man to be the Wang clan's groom and new son-in-law. At this moment, Yi Cheng finally understood why the Wang clan risked offending the Green Billow City's Meng clan and insisted on marrying Wang Luo Yu to the person in front of him. As it turned out, the young man was a heaven-defying prodigy. Considering everything, it was likely that the young man had a powerful background. The Wang clan really found a gem, Yi Cheng thought to himself as he sighed inwardly. At the same time, he subconsciously looked at his daughter and thought to himself with a sigh again, if Wire is able to find such a husband, I won't need to worry about her future when I'm no longer around. Although Yi Qiangwei deliberately lowered her voice when she spoke, Wang Qi still heard her words. His eyes widened slightly before he turned to look at Yi Cheng and saw the surprise in Yi Cheng's eyes. He thought to himself, it seems like we won't be able to hide young Master Li Feng's strength for much longer. Meanwhile, Yi Cheng returned to his senses and said to Wang Qi with a smile, "Clan leader Wang, congratulations to the Wang clan on getting such an outstanding son-in-law." "Thank you, Elder Yi," Wang Qi said with a smile. "This way please, Elder Yi, please go in first. The ceremony will start soon." Yi Cheng responded and entered with Yi Qiangwei and the old woman. Before he left, he said to Duan Ling Tian, "Young Master Li Feng, I'll go in first. See you later." "See you later." Duan Ling Tian nodded with a smile as he watched the three members of the Yi clan leave. Duan Ling Tian and Wang Qi continued to greet the guests, and when it was almost time, Duan Ling Tian left to make preparations for the wedding ceremony. From the beginning until now, Duan Ling Tian did not ask the Wang clan to prepare a simple wedding even though he knew the Wang clan would definitely acquiesce if he asked. After all, he did not want them to suspect anything. The plan was only a step away from success, and he did not want any issues to arise at the critical moment. After the wedding, I can finally find an excuse to leave, Duan Ling Tian thought to himself. Thank you for listening to the story on KevinAudio.com Chapter 4430, When Will the Ancestor Arrive? After arriving at the wedding venue with her father, Yi Qiangwei parted ways with him, saying that she was going to accompany her best friend, Wang Luo Yu, since Wang Luo Yu was getting married today. Yi Cheng naturally did not have any objections. After learning that Wang Luo Yu's husband, Li Feng, was a peerless prodigy, he naturally hoped his daughter would have an even better relationship with Wang Luo Yu. He nodded in agreement as soon as his daughter spoke up. Following that, Yi Qiangwei left, accompanied by the old woman who followed her like a shadow. Yi Cheng might not know his daughter's thoughts, but the old woman, who was always Yi Qiangwei, could vaguely guess her thoughts. She said, "Miss, some people are only meant to be a passerby in our lives. Don't take this matter too seriously." The old woman was aware that Yi Qiangwei had a crush on Duan Ling Tian. Although Yi Qiangwei did not admit it, it was not hard for her to tell since she herself had felt this way as well in the past. "Grandma, why didn't he tell me his real name?" Yi Qiangwei asked, clearly disappointed. She thought that his name was Li Feng, not Duan Ling Tian. She wanted to know why he had lied to her and wondered if she was not worthy of knowing his real name. The old woman shook her head and said, "Miss, don't overthink this matter. Since young Master Li Feng didn't reveal his name, I'm sure he has his own reasons and concerns. You should understand this. He'll soon be Miss Luo Yu's husband. You'll be meeting him after this." There was a hidden meaning behind the old woman's words. She was trying to remind Yi Qiangwei that Duan Ling Tian was getting married, hoping that Yi Qiangwei would stop thinking about him. She was aware that Yi Qiangwei was arrogant and had never taken a liking to any man in the past. Duan Ling Tian was the first person Yi Qiangwei liked. Yi Qiangwei's delicate body trembled slightly as she said, "That's right, he'll soon be Sister Luo Yu's husband. He'll be my best friend's husband from today onward. Grandma, I'm fine. Let's go and look for Luo Yu. Since her brother's gone, I'll accompany her on her brother's behalf and witness her getting happily married." The old woman sighed in relief inwardly upon hearing Yi Qiangwei's words and hurriedly agreed. It seemed to her that Yi Qiangwei was going to let go of her feelings. Even if Yi Qiangwei could not completely let go yet, she was certain that Yi Qiangwei would be able to do so with time. "Sister Qiangwei," Wang Luo Yu called out when she saw Yi Qiangwei. At this time, Wang Luo Yu was getting ready at the back courtyard of the Wang clan's estate. She was surrounded by a group of people who were helping her to get ready. 3 or 4 women were helping her to apply her makeup at this time. Although it was not done yet, she looked far more beautiful than she usually did. If Duan Ling Tian were here, he would have been stunned by her appearance. Even Yi Qiangwei's eyes could not help but light up when she saw how beautiful Wang Luo Yu was. She said with a smile filled with praise, "Sister Luo Yu, you're so beautiful." While the women continued to apply makeup for her, Wang Luo Yu smiled in response before she asked, "Sister Qiangwei, since you came with Uncle Yi, you should have met Brother Li Feng, right?" Wang Luo Yu knew that Yi Qiangwei had been curious about Duan Ling Tian. Unfortunately, Duan Ling Tian did not want to meet Yi Qiangwei previously. Today, Yi Qiangwei finally got to meet him. Yi Qiangwei nodded. "I did." "Sister Luo Yu, do you remember when I told you I was saved by a young man during my journey here?" A hint of fear could be seen on Wang Luo Yu's face as she nodded and said, "Yes. Fortunately, that young man saved you, Sister Qiangwei. Otherwise, I really couldn't imagine what would have happened to you." When Wang Luo Yu thought about the incident again, she could not help but feel frightened. In fact, Yi Qiangwei also knew that Wang Luo Yu would be frightened and worried. As such, when she just arrived, she did not tell Wang Luo Yu about this matter. It was not until many days later that she mentioned this matter when they were chatting. Unsurprisingly, Wang Luo Yu had been concerned and frightened when she learned that her best friend was almost kidnapped by the members of the Blood Sea organization. She was truly thankful that a young man happened to pass by and saved Yi Qiangwei. "I saw him again today," Yi Qiangwei said. "Huh?" Wang Luo Yu was slightly confused. After a moment she asked curiously, "Sister Qiangwei is a guest at my and Brother Li Feng's wedding. Did you greet him? Did he tell you his name?" Previously, Yi Qiangwei had told Wang Luo Yu that the other party was very aloof and refused to tell Yi Qiangwei his name. At that time, she was surprised. After all, she could not imagine what kind of person would not be moved by Yi Qiangwei's beauty. She even wondered if the other party did not like women. A complicated expression appeared on Yi Qiangwei's face before she said with a sigh, "He's not a guest at your wedding. He's your brother Li Feng." Wang Luo Yu was stunned. "Brother Li Feng? No, Brother Duan. Brother Duan is the one who saved Sister Qiangwei." A complicated expression appeared on Wang Luo Yu's face as well when she learned that the young man who traveled all the way to Blue Dawn City to fulfill his promise to her brother met Yi Qiangwei before she did, and even rescued Yi Qiangwei. She also felt even more complicated when she saw a hint of loneliness in Yi Qiangwei's eyes. What a twist of fate, as it turns out. Brother Duan is the one who saved you, moreover. It's clear that you have a crush on him, Wang Luo Yu thought to herself. At the same time, her eyes flashed slightly. She wanted to tell Yi Qiangwei the truth about Duan Ling Tian and how he had come to bring her away from the Wang clan. However, at the last minute, she quickly held back. She remembered that Duan Ling Tian had reminded her not to reveal his identity. In the end, Wang Luo Yu forced a smile on her face and said, feeling guilty, "What a coincidence. I didn't expect the person who saved you to be Brother Li Feng. He didn't mention this matter to me before. Yi Qiangwei returned to her senses and quickly changed the topic to ease the slightly awkward atmosphere. At this moment, she regretted expressing her admiration for her savior to Wang Luoyu previously. Wang Luoyu and Yi Qiangwei continued to chat as Wang Luoyu got ready. Not too long after, someone rushed over and said, "Miss Luoyu, it's almost time. Let's get ready and go out." The people around Wang Luoyu became even more busy putting on the finishing touches before they helped Wang Luoyu out of the courtyard. Yi Qiangwei stayed with Wang Luoyu, planning to represent Wang Luoyu's brother and watch her marry Duan Ling Tian. At this time, Duan Ling Tian was already waiting at the side of the venue. According to wedding customs of the Blue Dawn City's Wang clan, Duan Ling Tian and Wang Luoyu would enter the hall from two different entrances and meet at the high platform, facing the guests seated below. After that, they would have to go through a series of ceremonies. After the ceremonies were over, the wedding would be completed, and they would toast and entertain the guests. The wedding was held in a large hall in the Wang clan's estate. It was decorated with lights and festoons. At this time, Meng Yu Zheng, who was seated at one of the banquet tables, looked at Tan Ziu Teng and asked excitedly through voice transmission, "Uncle Tan, is the ancestor really coming?" Tan Ziu Teng nodded and replied through voice transmission, "Yes. The Lord said that he wants to meet the young man since the Wang clan dared to refuse the Meng clan and him, who's now a supreme powerhouse." Meng Yu Zheng's eyes brightened. He was like a drowning man who was suddenly given a raft. He asked impatiently, "When will the ancestor arrive?" Chapter 4431, 4431 The Meng clan's supreme powerhouse, Meng Tianfeng. 4431 The Meng clan's supreme powerhouse, Meng Tianfeng. Tan Ziu Teng replied to Meng Yu Zheng, "He should be arriving soon." At the same time, a figure flew from Green Billow City to Blue Dawn City at lightning speed. He was so fast that most people could not even catch a glimpse of him. The figure belonged to an old man with snow-white hair and ruddy cheeks. He looked rather youthful for his age. As he flew, the hem of his long gray robe fluttered in the wind as thunder and sparks of flames lit up the sky. The Wang clan. Memories from his earlier years flashed in his mind as he flew in the sky. The old man was not even 10,000 years old when he followed his elders and went to the Wang clan in Blue Dawn City for the first time to meet the Wang clan's supreme powerhouse. The Wang clan's supreme powerhouse was stronger than ordinary supreme powerhouses, and for this reason, the Wang clan was respected not only in Blue Dawn City, but in the divine sand realm as well. The Wang clan's supreme powerhouse was so strong that if Blue Dawn City were facing destruction like Dancing Sun City did, he alone was powerful enough to make the supreme demon from Kai Ming Mountain think twice about attacking. I didn't expect the once mighty Wang clan to fall to such a pitiful state after the death of their supreme powerhouse. They might have the support of a few supreme powerhouses now thanks to their late ancestor. However, how long can the clan rely on them? If a supreme powerhouse doesn't appear in the Wang clan, they won't be able to maintain their status in the divine sand realm for long. Alas, the Meng clan isn't exempted from this as well. Although I've grown stronger and my lifespan has increased, I'll also die eventually. I brought glory to the Meng clan after becoming a supreme powerhouse, but this glory will vanish with my passing. The old man mumbled to himself as he sighed. The old man was none other than Meng Tianfeng, the new supreme powerhouse of the Meng clan. Back in the Wang clan in Blue Dawn City, in a huge open-air hall, the atmosphere was lively as Duan Ling Tian and Wang Luoyu walked in. The Wang clan's new son-in-law has an extraordinary bearing. His handsome appearance is truly worthy of our Blue Dawn City's #1 beauty. I wonder who he is. He must have a powerful background. Otherwise, the Wang clan wouldn't have rejected the Ming clan for him. The guests could not help but discuss among themselves as they watched Duan Ling Tian and Wang Luo Yu walk from opposite directions toward the high platform in the center of the hall. They were naturally familiar with Wang Luo Yu, the #1 beauty of Blue Dawn City. Perhaps, their attention was mostly focused on Duan Ling Tian, who was a mystery to them. At this time, the host of the wedding, Wang Kui, also the clan leader of the Wang clan, bowed slightly to the guests and said, "Dear guests, I, Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, would like to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend this wedding." Under normal circumstances, Wang Kui, as the clan leader of the Wang clan, would not be the host of the weddings in the clan unless the bride or groom had an extraordinary background. Moreover, even if the clan leader hosted a wedding, it was usually the wedding of a male descendant of the Wang clan. It was even rarer for the clan leader to be the host of the wedding of a female descendant. For this reason, the guests were even more convinced that Duan Ling Tian, whom they knew as Li Feng, had a very powerful background. Today is the wedding of our clan's direct descendant, Wang Luo Yu and Li Feng, a prodigy from outside the divine sand realm. The clan and I wish both of them a fulfilling and harmonious marriage. Apart from that, Wang Kui continued to give his speech as Duan Ling Tian and Wang Luo Yu made their way up the high platform. Even after the couple arrived on the platform, Wang Kui was still not done with his speech. The speech was so long-winded that Duan Ling Tian nearly fell asleep. With nothing else to do at this moment, Duan Ling Tian swept his eyes across the guests seated below the high platform. Most of them were only looking at him curiously, and nothing was out of the ordinary except for Meng Yu Zheng from the Green Billow City's Meng clan, who was glaring at him. From the moment Meng Yu Zheng arrived until now, Duan Ling Tian only ignored Meng Yu Zheng. However, it did not stop Meng Yu Zheng from harassing Duan Ling Tian. Meng Yu Zheng stared at Duan Ling Tian murderously as he said threateningly through voice transmission, "Brat, you'll pay for your impudence. My ancestor, the supreme powerhouse of the Meng clan, is going to arrive soon. He can end this wedding in just a blink of an eye. I want to see how arrogant you can be in front of him." Duan Ling Tian continued to ignore Meng Yu Zheng. It was as though he did not hear the voice transmission at all. This naturally only made Meng Yu Zheng even more furious. "This bastard, does he think I'm joking?" At this time, Wang Kui finally ended his long-winded speech and introduced Duan Ling Tian to the guests. He briefly explained that Duan Ling Tian came from a clan outside of the divine sand realm before he handed a wedding from the Wang clan to Wang Luo Yu and said with a broad smile, "Luo Yu, you'll always be a part of the Wang clan even if you're now married." Slightly startled by this gesture, Wang Luo Yu reached out to accept the gift, feeling rather guilty. However, it was imperative that she put on a perfect show to ensure the success of the plan. "I'll be leaving the Wang clan soon after the wedding is over. Based on Brother Duan's words, the place where he comes from, the God-defying world, seems perfect. Perhaps I'll settle down in one of the mundane realms there," Wang Luo Yu thought to herself. Just as the ceremonies were about to end and the guests were about to feast, a crisp and clear voice rang in everyone's ears. It was difficult to tell where the voice came from since it seemed to echo from all directions. "Since the Wang clan is holding a wedding banquet, I, Meng Tian Feng from the Meng clan, came to toast the Wang clan." Everyone was shocked when they heard the voice. Then they began to fervently discuss among themselves. "The new supreme powerhouse from the Green Billow City's Meng clan. It's him. I didn't expect him to show up. What's going on? That supreme powerhouse actually came to attend the wedding. This is unbelievable. I guess it's true that the Meng Tian Feng wanted the Wang clan to marry Wang Luo Yu off to his direct descendant. If that's the case, he definitely came with malicious intentions." Chapter 4432, 4432 apologize Meng Tianfeng, the new supreme powerhouse of the Meng clan, finally arrived at the Wang clan's estate in Blue Dawn City. After hearing Meng Tianfeng's words, the smile on Wang Q's face dimmed slightly. He quickly regained his composure and flew into the sky before he looked in the direction of Green Billow City. He cupped his fists together and bowed slightly before he said, "Wang Qi, the clan leader of the Wang clan, greets Senior Meng Tianfeng." Wang Qi still did not see Meng Tianfeng, but he guessed that Meng Tianfeng came from Green Billow City. Following that, a youthful-looking old man suddenly appeared out of thin air and said, "The young boy I once met in the past is now the clan leader of the Wang clan." At the same time, the guests looked up and recognized Meng Tianfeng instantly. A few of the old men present wore complicated expressions on their faces as they looked at Meng Tianfeng. They were Meng Tianfeng's peers, but he had now become superior to them, after all. It's Senior Meng Tianfeng from the Meng clan. "Greetings, Senior Meng." A few people rose to their feet and greeted Meng Tianfeng before the others followed suit. Only a few old men remained seated. These few people might not be supreme powerhouses, but they were not afraid of Meng Tianfeng and the Meng clan. They were all from powerful forces as well, after all, and they were naturally arrogant. Ta Yu, one of the three strongest demons under Kai Ming's command, and his adoptive son, Ta Meng Sha, were among the few who remained seated. After all, Kai Ming, the supreme demon of Kai Ming Mountain, was rather powerful even among supreme powerhouses. Kai Ming's strength could be seen during the massacre in Dancing Sun City. Kai Ming alone could deal with 3 of the 5 supreme powerhouses of Dancing Sun City. Meng Tianfeng's arrival naturally shifted the spotlight away from Duan Ling Tian. At this moment, he looked at Meng Tianfeng, discreetly sizing the other party up. Not a hint of fear could be seen on his face at all. So he's the new supreme powerhouse of the Meng clan. He's just like those 5 supreme powerhouses of Dancing Sun City, Duan Ling Tian thought to himself. Duan Ling Tian had witnessed the large-scale battle between the supreme powerhouses in Dancing Sun City. However, it had to be said that he could not even catch a glimpse of their movements due to their speed. Before meeting supreme powerhouses, he felt that they were inviolable and sacred. However, after meeting them, apart from being terrifyingly strong, he realized that they were not different from ordinary people. They were still not free of secular desires and were also afraid of death. Meanwhile, Wang Qi said with a hint of surprise, "I didn't expect Senior to still remember me." Wang Qi had only met Meng Tianfeng once in the past. At that time, Meng Tianfeng was already a core figure of the Meng clan. As such, the previous clan leader of the Wang clan even personally received Meng Tianfeng. At that time, Wang Qi was just a teenager. Meng Tianfeng said with a smile, "I knew you were different from the other youngsters when I first saw you. When I heard that you became the clan leader of the Wang clan, I even bragged to my friends that I have keen eyes for talent." After saying that, Meng Tianfeng said, "Clan leader Wang, excuse me for a moment. I just saw a few of my old friends and I'd like to greet them." As soon as Meng Yu Zheng vanished and reappeared on the ground, a few dozen people approached him and greeted him. "Congratulations, Brother Meng. Brother Meng, I was told that you were in closed-door cultivation when I went to visit you to congratulate you. I thought I'd visit again another time. I didn't expect to meet you here. Brother Meng, it's good to see you." Before Meng Tianfeng became a supreme powerhouse, he was already a famous figure in Green Billow City. He had made many friends, including those from powerful forces, during the time he wandered the divine sand realm. After a while, Meng Yu Zheng led Tan Xiu Teng over. He bowed and said respectfully, "Yu Zheng greets the old ancestor." "Greetings, my lord," Tan Xiu Teng said respectfully with a bow as well before he moved to stand behind Meng Tianfeng. Meng Tianfeng's old friends wore complicated expressions on their faces when they saw that the divine Sand Realm's famous green flame saber king was now Meng Tianfeng's subordinate. The green flame saber king was at least on par, if not stronger than them. Apart from that, although Meng Tianfeng did not put on air, his aura as a supreme powerhouse was naturally overbearing, causing those who were in close proximity to feel slightly pressured. They felt like they were sitting on pins and needles and were filled with the urge to distance themselves from him after they greeted him. Since Meng Tianfeng had become a supreme powerhouse, they knew it was impossible for them to treat him casually like they did before unless they became supreme powerhouses as well. At this time, Meng Yuzheng began to complain to Meng Tianfeng. Old ancestor, that brat who's marrying Wang Luoyu is called Li Feng. He's rude to me even though he knows I'm from the Meng clan and that I represent you. Upon hearing Meng Tianfeng's words, Meng Tianfeng's old friends raised their eyebrows. There was no doubt that now that the Meng clan asked for Wang Luoyu's hand in marriage on behalf of Meng Yuzheng, but was rejected by the Wang clan in favor of Li Feng, a prodigy from outside the divine Sand Realm. Nonetheless, they did not think that Meng Tianfeng would do anything drastic. After all, the Wang clan's new son-in-law was a mystery. For this reason, it would be reckless for the Meng clan to offend the Wang clan's new son-in-law when they knew nothing about the other party's origin. Meng Tianfeng looked at Meng Yuzheng and said indifferently, "Knowing you, it must have been you who was rude to little Li Feng. Apologize to him now." Everyone was shocked by Meng Tianfeng's words. At the same time, they wondered if Meng Tianfeng knew something about Li Feng's origins. Meng Tianfeng's face paled as his heart sank. O Old Ancestor, Chapter 4433, 4433 Sidu Lei, the Heaven-Bearing Sword Saint 4433 Sidu Lei, the Heaven-Bearing Sword Saint Even Tan Ziu Teng, the Green Flame Saber King, who was standing behind Meng Tianfeng, was shocked by the sudden twist of events. He assumed that Meng Tianfeng would be furious after the Wang clan rejected Meng Yuzheng's proposal to Wang Luoyu. It was beyond his expectations that not only did Meng Tianfeng reprimand Meng Yuzheng, but demanded Meng Yuzheng to apologize as well. Everyone was shocked and confused as well. What's going on? Even Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, who was prepared to call for reinforcement when Meng Tianfeng arrived, was dumbfounded. Everyone assumed Meng Tianfeng was going to stand up for Meng Yuzheng after the latter complained. Unexpectedly and shockingly, he ordered Meng Yuzheng to apologize to Li Feng instead. Moreover, he even addressed Li Feng familiarly as Little Li Feng. Does he know something about young Master Li Feng's background? Wang Kui wondered inwardly. This was the only explanation that made sense to him. Why are you still hesitating? Go and apologize now, Meng Tianfeng said expressionlessly as he glanced at Meng Yuzheng. Although his voice was calm, it sounded thunderous in Meng Yuzheng's ear, causing Meng Yuzheng's heart to skip a beat. Meng Tianfeng quickly made his way over to Duan Ling Tian with a reluctant expression on his face. However, although he was reluctant and furious, he did not dare to let it show. His arrogance was gone as he said, "Li Feng, I'm sorry." "Young Master Meng, you don't have to apologize. I understand. After all, who won't be moved by a beauty?" Duan Ling Tian said casually. Meng Yuzheng only stared at Duan Ling Tian for a moment before he returned to stand next to Meng Tianfeng, next to Tan Ziu Teng. Meng Tianfeng looked at Duan Ling Tian and nodded before he said with a smile, "Little Li Feng, I heard that you're not from the divine Sand Realm. The force that you belong to must be extraordinary." Duan Ling Tian shook his head and said, "Senior, you think too highly of me. The force I belong to can't be compared to the Green Billow City's Meng clan." Although Duan Ling Tian's words were modest, they sounded different in Meng Tianfeng and Wang Kui's ears. The duo wondered if Duan Ling Tian truly meant that his force could not compare to the Meng clan, or if it was the other way around. After a moment, Wang Qi thought to himself, puzzled. Does this mean Meng Tianfeng knows nothing about young Master Li Feng's origins as well? Then, why is he being so courteous to young Master Li Feng? Is it due to the Wang clan's treatment of young Master Li Feng? However, it still doesn't make sense for him, a supreme powerhouse, to be so courteous. Meng Tianfeng shook his head and said, "Little Li Feng, you're too humble. It's impossible that you're not from an extraordinary force, since the Wang clan has invited the heaven-bearing sword saint here." Duan Ling Tian did not react to these words. On the contrary, Wang Qi's eyes widened imperceptibly as he exclaimed inwardly, how did he know? The heaven-bearing sword saint was the title of the supreme powerhouse whom the Wang Qi invited over to protect the Wang clan. When the heaven-bearing sword saint was still an advanced supreme god, he was already famous in the divine sand realm. Currently, people would tremble at the mention of his name, because he was one of the strongest supreme powerhouses in the divine sand realm. He was at least on par with Kai Ming from Kai Ming Mountain. In the divine sand realm, there were two kinds of supreme powerhouses. There were supreme powerhouses like the heaven-bearing sword saint and Kai Ming, who were considered the strongest in the divine sand realm. And there were ordinary supreme powerhouses like Meng Tianfeng and the 5 late supreme powerhouses of Dancing Sun City. Meng Tianfeng's words stirred up a commotion among the guests. The heaven-bearing sword saint is here. I didn't expect the Wang clan to have such a close relationship with supreme powerhouse Situ. I heard the rumors, but I didn't think much of it. After all, the heaven-bearing sword saint is in a different league. I heard the rumors as well. It seems like the rumors are true. That's right. It said the Wang clan wouldn't be able to maintain its standing if they were only allied with ordinary supreme powerhouses. At that time, rumors had it that the Wang clan had a close relationship with the heaven-bearing sword saint. Only a few people remained calm. These people were long aware of the relationship between the Wang clan and the heaven-bearing sword saint. Yi Cheng, Yi Qiang Wei's father and an elder of the Yi clan, was among those who were aware of this matter. Yi Cheng thought to himself, I didn't expect the Wang clan to invite Senior Sidu Lei. The Wang clan must know something about that young man's ability and background. After listening to the hushed conversations in his surroundings, Duan Ling Tian finally realized how formidable Sidu Lei, the heaven-bearing sword saint, was. Sidu Lei was at least on par with Kai Ming and was a powerful supreme powerhouse in the divine sand realm. Meng Tianfeng smiled slightly and said to Wang Qi, Clan leader Wang, I came not only to congratulate the Wang clan on this blessed marriage, but also to meet Senior Sidu. Can you please inform Senior Sidu that I, Meng Tianfeng, request an audience with him? I want to seek guidance from him regarding the problems I encountered in my cultivation. It was a coincidence that Meng Tianfeng found out the heaven-bearing sword saint was in the Wang clan. Previously, Meng Tianfeng had visited the latter's cultivation ground, but was informed that the latter was not around. It was known that the heaven-bearing sword saint rarely left his cultivation ground and spent most of his time in closed-door cultivation. As such, he speculated that the heaven-bearing sword saint must have gone to the Wang clan for the wedding. Based on Wang Qi's reaction, it seemed that his speculation was right. After a brief silence, Wang Qi said, Senior Meng, Senior Sidu agreed to meet you. Please follow me. Following that, Wang Qi quickly led Meng Tianfeng away. Alas, the festive mood was ruined by Meng Tianfeng's appearance. Normal newlyweds would have been furious at Meng Tianfeng for ruining their special day, but Duan Ling Tian and Wang Luoyu did not seem to care at all. On the contrary, Yi Qiang Wei did not hesitate to express her displeasure to Yi Qiang Wei. The Meng clan's new supreme powerhouse's timing is really terrible. However, it's great to see that Meng Yuzheng's plan was thwarted. Does he think a good-for-nothing like him is worthy of my sister Luo Yu? He's delusional. Duan Ling Tian did not respond to Yi Qiang Wei while Wang Luo Yu tried to calm Yi Qiang Wei down. At this moment, Yi Qiang Wei acted as though she was the bride, angry that her wedding was ruined. Duan Ling Tian surveyed his surroundings before his eyes met Meng Yuzheng's eyes. The hatred in Meng Yuzheng's eyes was even more intense than before, but he was not bothered by it at all. After all, Meng Yuzheng was no match for him at all. In fact, no one in the Meng clan except for Meng Tianfeng could defeat him. Tan Ziu Teng did not follow Meng Tianfeng to meet Situ Lei and remained in the hall. At this time, he received a voice transmission from Meng Yuzheng. Uncle Tan, from tomorrow onward, I want you to find an opportunity to kill him. I'll lend you the supreme powerhouse divinity once you bring his corpse to me. I believe you have the means to kill him. Flames of hatred burned high in Meng Yuzheng's eyes. A hint of greed flashed in Tan Ziu Teng's eyes when he heard Meng Yuzheng's voice transmission. However, although he coveted the supreme powerhouse divinity, he still remained level-headed. Meng Tianfeng is right. The Wang clan wouldn't invite the heaven-bearing sword saint if Li Feng is just an ordinary person. Tan Ziu Teng, the green flame saber king, was famous and powerful, but he was naturally nothing compared to the heaven-bearing sword saint. Even before the heaven-bearing sword saint became a supreme powerhouse, he was already capable of killing Tan Ziu Teng, let alone now that he was among the strongest supreme powerhouses of the divine sand realm. I must find out more about his origin before I make a move. Who knows if someone's secretly protecting him in the dark. It's impossible for a supreme powerhouse to guard him all the time, but it's not impossible for a powerful advanced supreme god to do so. I'll only make a move after I confirm that he's not protected or I can defeat the person protecting him. Chapter 4434. 4434. Sidu Lei wants to meet Duan Ling Tian. 4434. Sidu Lei wants to meet Duan Ling Tian. Tan Ziu Teng truly yearned to get his hands on the fire-type supreme powerhouse divinity. However, he naturally would not risk his life for it. Nothing was more important than his life after all. Uncle Tan. Seeing that there was no response from Tan Ziu Teng for a long time, Meng Yuzheng's expression turned gloomy. He could not help but wonder if Tan Ziu Teng had second thoughts after what happened today. I know what to do, Tan Ziu Teng finally replied. I won't miss the chance to borrow that supreme powerhouse divinity from you. Meng Yuzheng finally heaved a sigh of relief after he heard Tan Ziu Teng's words. His expression eased, and the corners of his lips curled up into a sneer. Although Meng Yuzheng was frustrated that the Wang clan had invited the heaven-bearing sword saint here, he also knew it was impossible for the heaven-bearing sword saint to watch over Duan Ling Tian all the time. Let alone a top supreme powerhouse like the heaven-bearing sword saint. He did not think the Wang clan assigned anyone as strong as Tan Ziu Teng to protect Duan Ling Tian. Duan Ling Tian was naturally unaware of Meng Yuzheng and Tan Ziu Teng's deal to kill him. At this moment, he was waiting for Wang Kui to return so they could continue with the wedding ceremony. Meng Tianfeng's arrival naturally stirred up a commotion among the guests. Most of them were still talking about Meng Tianfeng and Sidu Lei, the heaven-bearing sword saint. After all, Sidu Lei was among the strongest supreme powerhouses in the divine sand realm. Many of them sighed emotionally as they concluded that the Wang clan would continue to maintain their status as long as they had Sidu Lei on their side. At the same time, news of what happened during the wedding in the Wang clan spread quickly. The individuals and forces who declined the invitation truly regretted their actions when they heard the news. They did not expect the Wang clan to have such a close relationship with Sidu Lei, the heaven-bearing sword saint, and to have successfully invited the latter to the wedding. I should have attended the wedding. Even if I'm busy, I would have attended if I'd known better. I wonder if the Wang clan took offense that I declined the invitation. This incident also stirred up a commotion in Blue Dawn City, and almost everyone knew about the supreme powerhouses who showed up in the Wang clan. As such, everyone's focus switched from Li Feng and Wang Luoyu, the newlyweds, to the two supreme powerhouses. After the wedding ceremony ended, the newlyweds returned to the grandly decorated courtyard that the Wang clan had prepared for them. After Duan Ling Tian and Wang Luoyu entered the wedding room, the servants quickly left them alone. "Brother Duan, thank you for all your hard work," Wang Luoyu said apologetically. Not only did Duan Ling Tian have to put on a show for the Wang clan, but he also had to deal with Meng Yu Zheng and Meng Tianfeng. Fortunately, nothing bad happened during the wedding. "Don't mention it," Duan Ling Tian said with a faint smile. "We'll spend the next few days in the room to convince the others that we're deeply in love and inseparable. After that, I'll meet the clan leader and tell him that I plan to bring you on a vacation. I don't think the clan will suspect us. I'll bring you away from the Wang clan like I promised your brother." The treasure that Wang Yiyuan gave Duan Ling Tian was extremely precious and useful to Duan Ling Tian, so he was determined to repay Wang Yiyuan and fulfill Wang Yiyuan's final wish. Letter 1D65B, Letter 1D633, Letter 1D41E, Letter 1D452, Letter 1D4CC, Letter 1D626, Letter 1D623, Letter 1D5FB, Letter 1D630, Cyrillic Letter 475, Letter 1D5F2, Letter 1D661. "All right," Wang Luoyu replied. She could not help but feel excited when she thought about gaining her freedom in a few days. However, tears soon welled up in her eyes when she thought about her late brother. She recovered quickly and thought to herself, "I must live well so that brother's effort will not be in vain." Following that, Yi Qiang Wei's slender figure appeared in Wang Luoyu's mind. Apart from her brother, she trusted Yi Qiang Wei the most. After a brief moment of hesitation, she looked at Duan Ling Tian and said, "Brother Duan, I think Sister Qiang Wei likes you. She's a really nice person if it's possible." Duan Ling Tian did not let Wang Luoyu finish speaking before he interjected. "It's impossible. I'm married. After finding a place for you to settle down, I'm going to continue to look for ways to save my wife. I'd appreciate it if you don't speak of this matter anymore." Duan Ling Tian's voice grew indifferent near the end of his words. Wang Luoyu nodded and no longer said anything. She only sighed inwardly. After leaving Blue Dawn City, it was unlikely that she would meet Yi Qiang Wei again. After all, the myriad worlds and the outer boundary were vast. Although she trusted Yi Qiang Wei, she had already promised Duan Ling Tian that she would not tell another soul about their plan. "Luoyu, you can have the bed. Rest well in the coming days." After saying that, Duan Ling Tian disappeared into the ordinary spatial divine artifact that he had forged during his free time. Although his skill did not improve much from when he was in the mundane realm, he was able to forge the divine artifact after reading some scrolls in the outer boundary with his law of space. The spatial divine artifact looked just like an ordinary metal fragment. He had placed it near one of the legs of the table because it was unnoticeable. Meanwhile, Wang Luoyu was curious about where Duan Ling Tian had gone, but it did not cross her mind at all that Duan Ling Tian might abandon her. She was confident he would not do such a thing. Otherwise, he would not have come to Blue Dawn City at all. Heaven-bearing sword saint, Duan Ling Tian sat cross-legged in the air as he recalled the day's events. Based on the conversations he overheard and Meng Tianfeng's respectful attitude, it was clear that Sidu Lei, the heaven-bearing sword saint, was a formidable supreme powerhouse. So he's on par with Kai Ming, the supreme demon of Kai Ming Mountain. Duan Ling Tian had yet to meet Sidu Lei, but he had seen Kai Ming in action in Dancing Sun City. Kai Ming had domineeringly led his troops of demons to destroy Dancing Sun City's 5 major clans. With the help of another powerful supreme powerhouse, Kai Ming managed to kill a few of the 5 supreme powerhouses and force the surviving ones to flee. If Sidu Lei was as strong as Kai Ming, he must be capable of such a feat as well. The heaven-bearing sword saint. It seems like he's a sword cultivator as well. Earlier, someone said that his comprehension of the sword Tao is very profound. Duan Ling Tian thought to himself as his eyes lit up. I wonder whose sword Tao is more profound. Mine or his? His sword Tao can't be more profound than mine, right? Duan Ling Tian was very confident about his sword Tao. Although Sidu Lei was much older and was a supreme powerhouse, comprehending the sword Tao relied on one's innate talent and comprehension skills and fortuitous encounters. Moreover, he also heard earlier that Sidu Lei did not become a supreme powerhouse because of his sword Tao. Before Sidu Lei became a supreme powerhouse, his sword Tao was not strong enough to help him break into the realm of supreme powerhouses. I wonder if the Wang clan will arrange for us to meet, Duan Ling Tian wondered inwardly. To Duan Ling Tian's surprise, a few days later, he ran into Wang Kui, who seemed to be in a hurry as soon as he left his room. Wang Kui looked at Duan Ling Tian meaningfully and said, Brother Li Feng, I believe you've heard about Sidu during the wedding. Senior Sidu will be leaving in a few days, and he wants to meet you before he leaves. Chapter 44:35, 44:35, The Considerate Li Feng 44:35. The considerate Li Feng Duan Ling Tian did not expect Sidu Lei, the heaven-bearing sword saint, would request to meet him. After all, the other party was a high and mighty supreme powerhouse on par with Kai Ming from Kai Ming Mountain in the divine sand realm. In his opinion, unless the Wang clan strongly recommended it and revealed his high innate talent, it would be impossible for him to meet such a person. Did the Wang clan tell him I'm not even 10,000 years old and close to becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god? If this is the case, it seems like the Wang clan doesn't hide anything from this supreme powerhouse. Based on what Duan Ling Tian knew, the guests of the wedding were unaware of his strength and capability. In fact, even most of the members of the Wang clan were unaware of it. As such, it was clear that the Sidu Lei, the heaven-bearing sword saint, was an exception if his speculation was true. Wang Kui sensed Duan Ling Tian's hesitance, so he said seriously, Young Master Li Feng, Senior Sidu isn't just an ordinary ally of the Wang clan. After our supreme elder mentioned how heaven-defyingly talented you were, he wants to meet you. The supreme elder also mentioned your extraordinary comprehension of the sword Tao. Senior Sidu has said that if the supreme elder didn't exaggerate, it's likely that your comprehension of the sword Tao has surpassed his. A hint of disbelief and shock could be seen in Wang Kui's eyes when he spoke. Wang Kui was not entirely certain how powerful the 4 Taos of heaven and earth were because he did not comprehend them. As such, when Wang Jing Rao, one of the supreme elders of the Wang clan, told him that Duan Ling Tian's comprehension of the sword Tao was very profound, he did not understand the extent of its power. Nonetheless, it was still shocking to him when he learned that the sword Tao of one of the strongest supreme powerhouses in the divine sand realm was inferior to that of Duan Ling Tian. Duan Ling Tian was not surprised when he heard Wang Kui's words. After all, he had already suspected that the Wang clan revealed his capability to Sidu Lei. However, he was surprised that the Wang clan mentioned his sword Tao. With this, he concluded that Sidu Lei wanted to meet him due to his sword Tao. I'm no match for him in terms of cultivation base and strength, but my sword Tao is definitely superior to his. Even if the sword Tao we comprehend is different, Sidu Lei will still be able to learn a thing or two from me. I'm sure he knows this as well. Duan Ling Tian thought to himself. Duan Ling Tian was right. He did not mind sharing his knowledge of the sword Dao with Sidu Lei as long as he benefited from it. Moreover, he believed the Wang clan would fully accept him as long as he did a good job of pleasing Sidu Lei. After all, the Wang clan was indebted to Sidu Lei. They would do everything they could to fulfill Sidu Lei's wishes, especially this request since it was rare for them to be able to help a supreme powerhouse like Sidu Lei. Sidu Lei willingly protected the Wang clan due to his friendship with the late ancestor of the Wang clan, but such a connection would gradually weaken with time. Every time Sidu Lei stepped forward to protect the Wang clan, Sidu Lei was repaying the grace of the late ancestor of the Wang clan, and the Wang clan was naturally eager and happy to repay the favor through Duan Ling Tian. With this, the high-ranking officials of the Wang clan, including Wang Kui and the two supreme elders, would treat Duan Ling Tian as a part of the clan if he could help them. Brother Li Feng, I'll be honest with you. The clan hopes that you'll discuss the sword Dao with Senior Sidu. With your current level, he'll definitely be able to learn a thing or two from you. If Senior Sidu is happy with the outcome, the Wang clan will definitely fulfill your demands as long as they are within our capabilities, Wang Kui said solemnly, expressing the Wang clan's intention. Duan Ling Tian smiled faintly and said, Clan leader Wang, I, Li Feng, am the son-in-law of the Wang clan. We're a family. If the clan needs my help, I'll do my best to help. May I know when it's convenient for Senior Sidu to meet me? Wang Kui's eyes lit up upon hearing Duan Ling Tian's reply. He could hardly contain his excitement as he said, Young Master Li Feng, Senior Sidu will come and meet you whenever it's convenient for you. After learning that Duan Ling Tian's comprehension of the sword Dao had surpassed his, Sidu Lei did not put on airs. Since Duan Ling Tian's comprehension of the sword Dao was so profound despite his young age, he was certain that Duan Ling Tian must have had an extraordinary background. In his opinion, it was not impossible for the force that Duan Ling Tian belonged to have a stronger supreme powerhouse than him. For this reason, despite being one of the strongest supreme powerhouses in the divine sand realm, he did not underestimate Duan Ling Tian. Duan Ling Tian smiled and said, Senior Sidu is too kind. As a junior, it's only natural that I go over and meet him. Clan leader, please lead the way. Thank you, young Master Li Feng, Wang Kui said as he sighed in relief inwardly. At the same time, he felt grateful. If it was up to Wang Kui and the Wang clan, they naturally hoped that Duan Ling Tian would go and meet Sidu Lei instead of the other way around due to Sidu Lei's high status. Moreover, due to Sidu Lei's seniority, it was indeed more appropriate for Duan Ling Tian to go to Sidu Lei as a show of respect. However, the Wang clan also knew there was nothing they could do if Duan Ling Tian chose to let Sidu Lei come to him. Wang Kui quickly sent a message to Wang Jinggrao, telling him that Duan Ling Tian had agreed to meet Sidu Lei. He also did not forget to tell Wang Jinggrao about how considerate and tactful Duan Ling Tian was. The Wang clan owes Li Feng a favor. After Senior Sidu leaves, bring Li Feng to our clan's treasure vault and let him take whatever he needs. However, with his innate talent, comprehension skills, and background, I doubt that there'll be anything in our vault that'll catch his eyes, Wang Jinggrao responded to Wang Kui. At this time, Duan Ling Tian, who was following Wang Kui to meet Sidu Lei, was unaware that the Wang clan had decided to allow him access to their treasure vault and take whatever he needed. Chapter 4436, 4436 Learning from each other 4436 Learning from each other in the past. Duan Ling Tian had encountered a supreme powerhouse while he was on the realm battlefield in the god-defying world. He was slightly surprised when he met Sidu Lei, the heaven-bearing sword saint, and discovered that Sidu Lei seemed to be on par with that supreme powerhouse. Sidu Lei was a thin and ordinary-looking old man, but his aura was so domineering that even the divine tree of life in Duan Ling Tian's little world was shaken. It had been a long time since Duan Ling Tian had such feelings. The last time he felt this way was when he spoke to the mysterious supreme powerhouse while he was soaking in the divine fountain. That supreme powerhouse didn't even appear at that time, but his aura was so terrifying. This means that he's much more powerful than Sidu Lei, right? Duan Ling Tian wondered inwardly, shocked. Sidu Lei, the heaven-bearing sword saint, was one of the strongest supreme powerhouses in the divine sand realm. One could only imagine how powerful the supreme powerhouse he had spoken to in the past was. Moreover, although Sidu Lei was strong, he was likely not comparable to the top supreme powerhouses in the outer boundary. After all, the divine sand was just a small and remote place near the periphery of the outer boundary. Duan Ling Tian had learned about this while he was in the Blue Dawn City's Wang clan. "Greetings, Senior Sidu," Duan Ling Tian called out, looking quite at ease. It was not his first time meeting a supreme powerhouse after all. Unlike Duan Ling Tian, Wang Kui stood stiffly after greeting Sidu Lei. He did not even dare to breathe too loudly. Sidu Lei's eyes shone as he smiled amiably and said, "Little Li Feng, you're too polite. Although my cultivation base is higher and I'm stronger than you, my sword Tao isn't better than yours. I believe you've already heard about the purpose of our meeting today. I wish to discuss the sword Tao with you. If I gain something from our discussion, I won't forget your help." Duan Ling Tian was surprised by how straightforward Sidu Lei was. Initially, he assumed Sidu Lei would only ask him to show him his sword Tao. All in all, he had a rather good impression of Sidu Lei. Not only was Sidu Lei direct and sincere, but Sidu Lei also did not put on airs with him even though he was not even a peerless top advanced supreme god. Duan Ling Tian said with a smile, "Senior Sidu, you're too kind. Since I've married Luo Yu, I'm now part of the Wang clan. The Wang clan is able to prosper for so many years due to your kindness, and it's only natural that I, as the son-in-law of the Wang clan, return the favor." Wang Kui's eyes were filled with warmth when he looked at Duan Ling Tian. Meanwhile, Sidu Lei was briefly stunned by Duan Ling Tian's words. Then he laughed and said, "The Wang clan has truly found themselves a good son-in-law." With this, Wang Kui said tactfully, "Senior Sidu, I'll take my leave first." Then he said to Duan Ling Tian, "Young Master Li Feng, please entertain Senior Sidu on our clan's behalf." Wang Kui was proud to have Duan Ling Tian as the Wang clan's son-in-law. In comparison, the Meng clan's Meng Yu Zheng was nothing. Duan Ling Tian nodded. "Don't worry, clan leader Wang. I'll tell Senior Sidu everything I know." Duan Ling Tian intended to share all his knowledge of the sword Tao with Sidu Lei. In his opinion, he had nothing to lose from forging a good relationship with Sidu Lei. It was also a chance for him to return the favor to the Wang clan. All in all, it was a win-win situation for everyone. With this, in the future, even if his motive for coming to the Wang clan was exposed, he felt that Sidu Lei and the Wang clan might not necessarily resent him. Duan Ling Tian had a good impression of a few members of the Wang clan. As such, he hoped that he could bring Wang Luo Yu away without offending the Wang clan. Although he felt that Wang Kui and Wang Jingrao might not react negatively if Wang Kui knew he intended to bring Wang Luo Yu away, he still dared not take that risk. After all, there was still the other Supreme Elder whom he had yet to meet. "Amazing! Little Li Feng, your sword Tao is remarkable. I thought that my comprehension of the sword Tao shouldn't be too far away from yours, but clearly, I was wrong. If I'm able to comprehend the sword Tao to your level, I'm confident I'll be the strongest supreme powerhouse in the divine sand realm." Sidu Lei was amazed after he watched Duan Ling Tian's display of the sword Tao. At this moment, the duel was in Duan Ling Tian's spatial artifact. Usually, it would be risky to enter another person's spatial artifact. However, Sidu Lei did not have any worries since, as a supreme powerhouse, he could easily break out of Duan Ling Tian's spatial artifact. During this time, Duan Ling Tian also found a few flaws in Sidu Lei's sword Dao, and pointed them out to Sidu Lei. Sidu Lei naturally would not be able to find these flaws if he had just observed Duan Ling Tian's display of the sword Dao. Thanks to Duan Ling Tian's reminder, he would be able to correct his flaws even if it would take some time. Unsurprisingly, Sidu Lei felt grateful to Duan Ling Tian. After spending more time with Sidu Lei, Duan Ling Tian also found that Sidu Lei was very friendly. Sidu Lei not only did not put on airs, but Sidu Lei also treated him as an equal despite his much younger age. He also managed to learn a thing or two regarding the law of space and the law of time from Sidu Lei. Although Sidu Lei did not comprehend those two laws, Sidu Lei naturally had many friends and opponents who had comprehended those two laws. As such, Sidu Lei was rather knowledgeable about them. The duo spent 3 years in the spatial divine artifact, learning from each other before they finally left. Duan Ling Tian also did not expect that he would end up making Wang Luoyu wait for 3 years. However, unlike before, Wang Luoyu's life in the Wang clan had improved significantly. She was treated like a princess in the Wang clan and envied by many. Every few days, the clan would send her a lot of cultivation resources. There were even rumors about Wang Kui slapping one of his grandsons because his grandson had gossiped about Wang Luoyu's late brother, Wang Yiyuan. How could those in the Wang clan not know that Wang Luoyu's status had risen very high due to her husband? For this reason, they grew even more curious about Li Feng. At this time, a maid was helping Wang Luoyu to dress up. At the same time, she said, "Miss, everyone in the clan is talking about how lucky you are to have married young Master Li Feng." Wang Luoyu smiled wryly when she heard these words. She felt that she was not worthy of Duan Ling Tian at all. At the same time, she wondered inwardly, "It's been 3 years, Brother Duan should return soon, right?" Chapter 44, 37 Spirit Blood Essence 44, 37 Spirit Blood Essence. Over the past 3 years, Wang Luoyu's thoughts had changed a lot. Previously, just like her brother had wished for her, she had wanted to leave the Wang clan. However, over the past 3 years, the Wang clan had treated her really well. Even Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, was very courteous to her. She even met one of the clan's supreme elders, and that supreme elder had even offered to help her if she needed it. Her current treatment was vastly different from what it was in the past, even when her brother was still around. Naturally, she knew she had Duan Ling Tian to thank for the change. Recently, it crossed her mind a few times that it would be wonderful if her marriage to Duan Ling Tian was real. If Duan Ling Tian was willing, she would have no objection at all. After all, Duan Ling Tian was a good and responsible man. It was not surprising that she had developed feelings for him. Brother Duan is really outstanding. No wonder even Sister Qiang Wei, who's very picky, likes him as well, Wang Luoyu thought to herself with a sigh. As Yi Qiang Wei's best friend, she naturally knew Yi Qiang Wei had high standards. Even some of the most talented young men in the divine sand realm failed to meet Yi Qiang Wei's standards. "I didn't expect 3 years to pass in just a blink of an eye." Duan Ling Tian spent 3 years with Sidu Lei, the heaven-bearing sword saint. He helped Sidu Lei with Sidu Lei's sword Dao, while Sidu Lei helped him with the law of space and the law of time. F letter 1D42B letter 212F, E letter 1D638, letter 1D65A, letter 1D44F, N letter 1D45C, Cyrillic letter 475, letter 1D486L. Although Sidu Lei did not comprehend those two laws, his wisdom and knowledge that came with his age were very useful. Apart from that, he also possessed recordings of fights between experts of these two laws, and one of the experts was even a peerless top advanced supreme god. A floating image pearl that contained the recording of the fight of a peerless top advanced supreme god was very rare and valuable in the outer boundary and the myriad worlds. Under normal circumstances, 9 out of 10 peerless top advanced supreme gods had comprehended a law to the paramount stage. With this, one could imagine how precious the recordings were. Sidhu Lei had generously given such a floating image pearl to Duan Ling Tian. In Duan Ling Tian's eyes, the floating image pearl was as, if not more, precious as the supreme powerhouse divinity. He even felt that he had gained more than Sidhu Lei, whose sword Tao had improved. Even if the improvement in the law of space was not as much as Sidhu Lei's improvement in the sword Tao, it might not be the case in the future. Before parting, Sidhu Lei handed Duan Ling Tian a spatial ring as he said, "Little Li Feng, I wonder when we'll meet again in the future. You might find something useful in this spatial ring. Even if there's nothing useful to you, you'll be able to trade them for something useful." Then his eyes shone with anticipation as he continued to say, "Thanks to your guidance over the past 3 years, my sword Tao has improved significantly. Perhaps it won't take me long to become invincible in the divine sand realm." Currently, Sidhu Lei was among the few strongest supreme powerhouses in the divine sand realm. However, his improvement in his sword Tao would definitely raise his strength. Apart from that, his improvement was so significant that he even felt confident about facing his upcoming heavenly tribulation. This meant that the improvement also contributed to him being able to live a longer life. For these reasons, he felt greatly indebted to Duan Ling Tian. The spatial ring and the floating image pearl he had given away were nothing compared to what he had gained. "Senior Sidhu, the floating image pearl is more than enough as a token of gratitude," Duan Ling Tian said, clearly not intending to accept the spatial ring. He was not a greedy person after all. Sidhu Lei insisted that Duan Ling Tian accepted the spatial ring, but Duan Ling Tian continued to refuse. Seeing how determined Duan Ling Tian was, he could only give up in the end. His gaze when he looked at Duan Ling Tian changed slightly as he said, "Little Li Feng, I won't insist on you accepting the spatial ring. However, you have to accept another gift from me. You might not use it at all in your lifetime, but I can guarantee that if there's a use for it, it'll definitely save your life." As Sidhu Lei spoke, he brought out an ordinary-looking jade token. After that, a streak of golden light shot out of his glabella before a drop of blood shining with golden light and surrounded by golden scripts entered the jade token. When the golden light finally dissipated, the jade token emitted a terrifying energy. It was as though an ancient beast lay dormant in the jade token, and once it was woken up, it could destroy heaven and earth. Suddenly, the world-cleansing divine water exclaimed in Duan Ling Tian's little world, "The Supreme Spirit Blood Essence." The Supreme Spirit Blood Essence. Duan Ling Tian was puzzled. It was his first time hearing about it after all. He had heard of blood essence but had never heard of spirit blood essence. Chapter 44:38, 44:38. It's more difficult for a peerless top advanced supreme god to become a supreme powerhouse. 44:38. It's more difficult for a peerless top advanced supreme god to become a supreme powerhouse. Duan Ling Tian had never even heard of the supreme spirit blood essence. How could he know what it was? However, based on the world-cleansing divine water's reaction and Sidhu Lei's words, he knew it had to be something extraordinary. After all, Sidhu Lei said it would save his life during critical moments. Only supreme powerhouses possess the supreme spirit blood essence. You're familiar with ordinary blood essence, and you know how valuable it is to everyone. The supreme spirit blood essence is refined from the blood of a supreme powerhouse. The refinement process isn't difficult, and it doesn't affect one's cultivation. However, it's quite time-consuming, the world-cleansing divine water explained. It's said that it takes more than 10,000 years for a supreme powerhouse to refine a drop of supreme spirit blood essence. Duan Ling Tian was shocked by the world-cleansing divine water's words. Supreme powerhouses were incredibly powerful, and they could live up to at least 100,000 years. This meant that a supreme powerhouse could only refine about a dozen drops of supreme spirit blood essence in his or her entire lifetime. As such, Duan Ling Tian was mind-blown that Sidu Lei was willing to give such a precious thing to him. Sister Water, what's the use of a supreme spirit blood essence? Duan Ling Tian asked. Duan Ling Tian was naturally intrigued by the supreme spirit blood essence after Sidu Lei said that it would be able to save his life. Although he was reluctant to be indebted, he was undeniably moved by the supreme spirit blood essence. He thought to himself that he might not be able to repay the favor immediately after accepting it, but he could repay the favor once became a peerless top advanced supreme god. The world-cleansing divine water replied, "You can activate the supreme spirit blood essence with your divine energy and the law you comprehend. At that time, it'll summon the supreme powerhouse. In a way, it's like a portal that helps the supreme powerhouse get to you." Duan Ling Tian's eyes widened, and his heart skipped a beat when he heard that he would be able to summon a supreme powerhouse in person with the supreme spirit blood essence. The world-cleansing divine water continued to say, "However, like many things, it has its limitations as well. You're only able to use it in the outer boundary and the realms in close proximity, excluding secret realms that prohibit supreme powerhouses. You won't be able to use it in the myriad worlds unless both of you are present in the same world." Duan Ling Tian asked again, "Sister Water, this means that I'll still be able to use it in secret and independent realms, which doesn't bar supreme powerhouses from entering, as long as it's in or near the outer boundary, right?" "Yes," the world-cleansing divine water replied. After listening to the world-cleansing divine water's explanation, Duan Ling Tian accepted Sidu Lei's supreme spirit blood essence before he said solemnly, "Senior, the supreme spirit blood essence is akin to a life-saving talisman. Thank you for your kindness. Once I become strong enough to protect myself, and if I don't use it in the end, I'll return it to you. However, if I end up using it, I'll owe you another favor." Then he added resolutely, "Please agree to my request. Otherwise, I'm afraid I can't accept such a precious thing." Sidu Lei looked at Duan Ling Tian silently with growing admiration. After a moment he said, "Little Li Feng, you're highly talented. I believe you'll be much stronger the next time we meet. I have a piece of advice for you. Don't rush to become a supreme powerhouse if you have a chance of becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god. Although your strength will increase greatly after your breakthrough, it'll be difficult to comprehend the laws and the Tao's after your breakthrough. I've never heard of anyone who didn't comprehend the laws to the paramount stage before becoming a supreme powerhouse. It's unprecedented in both the outer boundary and the myriad worlds. Apart from that, when a peerless top advanced supreme god becomes a supreme powerhouse, he or she will become a world supreme powerhouse, or at least close to one. Ordinary supreme powerhouses aren't a match for such a supreme powerhouse at all." After a beat, Sidu Lei continued to say, "However, I have to remind you that the path to becoming a supreme powerhouse after becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god is much more difficult. I don't know how difficult it is since I didn't travel down that path. However, there's no doubt it's very difficult. All supreme powerhouses know this. I've lived for about 200,000 years, and most of the peerless top advanced supreme gods I know died from the heavenly tribulation before they became a supreme powerhouse. All of them were capable of becoming supreme powerhouses before they became a peerless top advanced supreme god, but they chose to suppress their cultivation instead. As you can see, it's really not an easy path to take. I only know a few supreme powerhouses who took the path less traveled and succeeded. If you were an ordinary prodigy, I wouldn't encourage you to take this path. However, based on your achievements at such a young age, I believe that if you become a peerless top advanced supreme god first, the path of becoming a supreme powerhouse won't be as difficult for you as it was for other peerless top advanced supreme gods. This was the first time Duan Ling Tian had heard that it was much more difficult for peerless top advanced supreme gods to become supreme powerhouses. This must be another reason why there are so few peerless top advanced supreme gods. There's no need for advanced supreme gods to become peerless top advanced supreme gods before becoming supreme powerhouses, and their chances of becoming supreme powerhouses are almost guaranteed compared to peerless top advanced supreme gods. If they chose to become a peerless top advanced supreme god and failed to become a supreme powerhouse, their lifespan would be greatly reduced. After all, for those below the realm of supreme powerhouses, the heavenly tribulation would come once every 1,000 years, unlike the heavenly tribulation for supreme powerhouses that comes once every 10,000 years. After listening to Sidhu Lei, Duan Ling Tian felt his conviction of becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god sway slightly. With his comprehension of the sword Tao, even if he did not comprehend the law to the paramount stage, he might not be necessarily any weaker than Sidhu Lei after becoming a supreme powerhouse. In fact, after stabilizing his cultivation base as a supreme powerhouse, he might even be stronger than Sidhu Lei. However, although the possibility of failing to become a supreme powerhouse as a peerless top advanced supreme god was worrying, if he succeeded, he would become a world supreme powerhouse. Based on the rumors, there were only a few dozen world supreme powerhouses in the outer boundary and the myriad worlds. One could imagine how difficult it was to become a world supreme powerhouse. However, Senior Sidhu is right. Based on my achievements so far, it should be less difficult for me to become a supreme powerhouse after I become a peerless top advanced supreme god compared to the others. My ultimate goal is to save care. The chances of my success are higher if I become a peerless top advanced supreme god. If Duan Ling Tian became a peerless top advanced supreme god, it would not be difficult for him to serve a world supreme powerhouse. At that time, he would be able to ask for help from the world supreme powerhouse to release care from the soul technique of Yun Qing Yan, who had been possessed by a supreme powerhouse from the soul imprisonment clan. For world supreme powerhouses, peerless top advanced supreme gods held more value than ordinary supreme powerhouses. There were certain things that could only be done by peerless top advanced supreme gods. After all, there were certain restrictions on supreme powerhouses. Duan Ling Tian hesitated for a moment before he looked at Sidhu Lei and asked, "Senior, do you know about the soul imprisonment clan?" Sidhu Lei seemed slightly taken aback by Duan Ling Tian's question. After a brief moment, he nodded slightly and said, "The soul imprisonment clan. Yes, I heard that it's a clan in the myriad worlds. The members specialize in soul techniques." Clearly, Sidhu Lei's knowledge of the soul imprisonment clan was limited to what he had heard from others. "Senior, it's said that there are supreme powerhouses in the soul imprisonment clan. Normally, a stronger member can easily break the soul technique of a weaker member. If an ordinary supreme powerhouse is unable to break the soul imprisonment technique, can a world supreme powerhouse do so?" Duan Ling Tian asked before he waited anxiously for Sidhu Lei's reply. Chapter 4439, 4439 Wang Luo, use choice 4439 Wang Luo, use choice. After mulling over Duan Ling Tian's words for a moment, Sidu Lei said. Under normal circumstances, they should be able to do so. Although world supreme powerhouses are supreme powerhouses like me, their strength is significantly stronger than other supreme powerhouses. Not only does their strength increase significantly, but their souls will also be greatly enhanced. Sidu Lei had emphasized the word should because he had never met a world supreme powerhouse before, and his knowledge of them was limited to what he had heard. He looked at Duan Ling Tian again and said, I've never met a world supreme powerhouse before, so I can only speculate. Based on my knowledge, I think that a world supreme powerhouse specializing in soul techniques should be able to undo the technique of a supreme powerhouse from the soul imprisonment clan. I'm not sure if other world supreme powerhouses would be able to undo it. Sidu Lei's earlier words had given Duan Ling Tian a little hope, and after listening to Sidu Lei again, he became even more hopeful. Indeed, a world supreme powerhouse who was skilled in soul techniques was highly likely able to save care even if those who were not skilled in soul techniques could not. Little Li Feng, why did you suddenly ask about this? Is the soul of your loved one imprisoned by a supreme powerhouse from the soul imprisonment clan? Can't the supreme powerhouse backing you undo the technique? Sidu Lei asked, feeling a little suspicious when he saw the excitement on Duan Ling Tian's face. Duan Ling Tian nodded when he thought about the ancestor of the Xia clan, who could not free Care's soul from the soul imprisonment technique. He sighed and said, after all, not all supreme powerhouses are capable of breaking or undoing soul techniques. Sidu Lei was not surprised. He knew it was impossible for most supreme powerhouses to undo the soul technique of a supreme powerhouse from the soul imprisonment clan unless they specialized in soul techniques. At the same time, he finally confirmed that there was no world supreme powerhouse backing Duan Ling Tian and was slightly surprised. In his opinion, only a world supreme powerhouse could cultivate a heaven-defying prodigy like Duan Ling Tian. Without the help of a world supreme powerhouse, it was hard to imagine how difficult it had been for Duan Ling Tian to come so far. How could he not be surprised by this revelation? In any case, as long as he doesn't die prematurely, he'll definitely become a famous figure in the outer boundary and myriad worlds, Sidu Lei thought to himself. Duan Ling Tian no longer asked any questions about soul techniques. He bade farewell to Sidu Lei and flew toward the courtyard where the Wang clan had arranged for him to stay. Wang Luoyu was still waiting for him after all. Sidu Lei also finally left the Wang clan's estate. Before he left, he went to look for Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, to inform Wang Kui about his departure. Apart from that, he also told Wang Kui to look for him if Duan Ling Tian ran into any trouble in the future. As long as it was within his capability, he would help Duan Ling Tian. Based on his attitude, it was obvious that he had gained a lot from Duan Ling Tian over the past 3 years. However, Duan Ling Tian thought that it was unlikely that he would meet Sidu Lei again after they parted. Even if he did, it would likely be the time when he used the supreme spirit blood essence that Sidu Lei had given him. If he used the supreme spirit blood essence, he would likely have more intersections with Sidu Lei since he would have to repay the favor. Wang Luoyu, who had been waiting for 3 years, finally saw Duan Ling Tian. Brother Duan. Duan Ling Tian smiled slightly and said, sorry to have kept you waiting. You should start making preparations. We'll leave tomorrow. Duan Ling Tian did not plan to stay any longer in the Wang clan. The sooner he brought Wang Luoyu away, the sooner he would fulfill his promise to Wang Yiyuan. Upon hearing these words, a hesitant expression appeared on Wang Luoyu's face. After a moment, she mustered up her courage and said, Brother Duan, with your current status in the Wang clan, even if you leave without me, the clan won't dare to let me remarry. Duan Ling Tian was slightly taken aback when he heard Wang Luo use words. However, after thinking about it for a moment, he understood the situation immediately. Over the past 3 years, Duan Ling Tian had done the Wang clan a huge favor by strengthening the relationship between the Wang clan and Sidu Lei, the heaven-bearing sword saint. Under such circumstances, it was impossible for the Wang clan to mistreat Wang Luo Yu. After all, in the Wang clan's eyes, she was the wife of Li Feng. Duan Ling Tian nodded. Previously, he was not certain if the Wang clan's attitude toward Wang Luo Yu would change if he left. However, currently, he was certain that the Wang clan's attitude toward Wang Luo Yu would not change after his departure. After all, not only did the Wang clan have to consider his potential and the powerful force, he came from outside the divine sand realm, but they now also owed him a huge favor after he discussed the sword Dao with Sidu Lei. Considering all these things, even if he left the Wang clan for 1,000 years, the Wang clan still would not mistreat Wang Luo Yu. Finally, Duan Ling Tian asked, "Are you sure?" Wang Luo Yu nodded and replied, "I'm sure. I grew up in the Wang clan after all. I've never been to any other places and have been in Blue Dawn City all my life. If I have a choice, I would rather not leave. Brother Duan, my brother asked you to bring me away because he didn't want the Wang clan to control my fate. However, thanks to you, the Wang clan won't do that. I'm sure the Wang clan won't make me do anything I don't want until the day I die from the heavenly tribulation." After a beat, Wang Luo Yu added, "For this reason, even if you didn't bring me away, you'll still fulfill your promise to my brother. After all, this is my own choice." Duan Ling Tian thought about it for a moment before he said, "There's a problem you have to consider. If you stay in the Wang clan, it'll be difficult for you to remarry if you meet someone you like. The Wang clan is unlikely to allow you to remarry." Upon hearing these words, a pretty smile appeared on Wang Luo Yu's face as she said, "Brother Duan, I don't plan to marry again in my life. I'm happy being single." Duan Ling Tian sighed when he heard her reply. He said, "You should think about this again. I'll give you 3 days. After 3 days, you can decide then if you want to leave with me. I think your brother must also hope that you'll find your happiness in the future. I don't think you'll be able to do that in the Wang clan. If you leave the Wang clan, you'll be able to pursue your happiness. If Wang Luo Yu stayed in the Wang clan, she would forever carry the label of Li Feng's wife. With how much the Wang clan valued Li Feng, it was impossible for the clan to allow Wang Luo Yu to remarry. Even if the clan could not confirm if he had a powerful background or not based on his relationship with Sidu Lei, they definitely would hold him in high regard. After all, no one knew better than the Wang clan that Sidu Lei was a grateful man. After Duan Ling Tian left, leaving Wang Luo Yu alone in the room, she sighed and murmured, "Brother Duan, after meeting you, I finally realized that the perfect man exists. With you serving as a comparison, it'll be impossible for me to fall in love with another man in the future. As such, it's better for me to spend the rest of my life alone." Needless to say, Duan Ling Tian did not hear these words. 3 days later, Duan Ling Tian was leaving the Wang clan alone. Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, Wang Jingrao, the supreme elder of the Wang clan, and Wang Luo Yu stood at the entrance to send Duan Ling Tian off. "Clan leader, supreme elder, I have something urgent to attend to, so I'll be away for a while. Please look after Luo Yu on my behalf," Duan Ling Tian said. However, he knew that even if he did not speak up, Wang Kui and Wang Jingrao would definitely look after Wang Luo Yu. Wang Kui smiled happily and said, "Don't worry, young Master Li Feng. Later, I'll make an announcement about my decision to recognize Luo Yu as my sister. The Supreme Elder will also recognize her as his daughter. With that, she can be considered the princess of the Wang clan." Wang Jingrao, who was standing at the side, nodded and said with a smile, "That's right. Don't worry. I assure you that no one will harm Luo Yu as long as the Wang clan remains standing. Duan, brother Feng, Wang Luo Yu called out. However, she could not finish her words as tears began to well up in her eyes. A reluctant expression could be seen on her face when she looked at Duan Ling Tian. Although they were not real husband and wife, she still felt sad and reluctant to part. After all, it was all thanks to him that she was now living a good life in the Wang clan. "I'll be back as soon as possible," Duan Ling Tian said with a faint smile. Then he bade farewell to everyone and flew away from the Wang clan in Blue Dawn City. The trio from the Wang clan watched Duan Ling Tian leave and only returned to their senses when they could no longer see him. Just as Duan Ling Tian flew out of Blue Dawn City, a figure in the corner of the city flew after him, following him from a distance. Based on my observation, there shouldn't be any powerhouse protecting him secretly unless the other party is a supreme powerhouse, and I was unable to detect the other party's presence. I'll follow him first and continue to observe the situation. The person tailing Duan Ling Tian was dressed in a black robe, and his face was hidden. However, when he moved, he looked like a green saber, crossing thousands of miles in just a blink of an eye. Chapter 44 40 Leaving Blue Dawn City 40 Leaving Blue Dawn City. After leaving Blue Dawn City, Duan Ling Tian thought about Wang Yiyuan, who was still worried about his sister, even at the moment of his death. He truly admired Wang Yiyuan's love for his sister. At the same time, he murmured to himself, "Wang Yiyuan, I've fulfilled my promise to you. If you're watching from heaven, I hope you can rest in peace now." Duan Ling Tian did not expect Wang Luo Yu to make the choice she did. He did not doubt that she would leave the Wang clan and Blue Dawn City with him as planned. As such, he had been surprised when he first heard her intention to stay. If it were before he became acquainted with Sidu Lei, he would not have agreed to it even if Wang Luo Yu wanted to stay back in the Wang clan. After all, he was not certain if his ability and the unconfirmed possibility of him belonging to a powerful force were enough to deter the Wang clan from treating Wang Luo Yu like a chess piece after he left. However, after becoming acquainted with Sidu Lei, he knew the Wang clan owed him a huge favor. With that, he was sure the Wang clan would not mistreat Wang Luo Yu. Although there are many precious treasures in the Wang clan's treasure vault, not many are useful to me. Before leaving the Wang clan, Wang Kui had brought him to the treasure vault and asked him to pick a few things. Alas, most of the things were not of use to him, and in the end, he only picked a few things that were of use to his loved ones. With my current strength, if I want to grow stronger, I can only rely on myself and superior cultivation resources. Even a supreme force in the divine sand realm will find it difficult to provide me with resources that are of use to me. With Duan Ling Tian's current cultivation base, he knew that apart from a few cultivation resources and supreme treasures, not many things could help him raise his cultivation base. He could only rely on himself now. The Wang clan might have a few things that were useful to him, but these things were also useful to the two supreme elders of the Wang clan. It was only natural that the two supreme elders were given priority. After all, the Wang clan would only become stronger when the two supreme elders became stronger. Fortunately, Senior Sidhu gave me the floating image pearl, which contained the battle of a peerless top advanced supreme god who comprehended the law of space. It's very useful to me. If I study the recording with the help of the supreme powerhouse divinity, I should be able to comprehend the law of space to the perfect form very quickly. At this time, Duan Ling Tian's law of space and law of time were only on the brink of reaching the perfect form. They had yet to reach the perfect form. However, I can feel the effect of the supreme powerhouse divinity weakening recently. Moreover, I can finally tell that the Supreme Powerhouse who left the Supreme Powerhouse divinity behind only comprehended the law of space to the perfect form. After obtaining the Supreme Powerhouse divinity, Duan Ling Tian's law of space had improved by leaps and bounds, and his speed of improvement was astonishing. However, as time passed, his progress gradually slowed down as well. After all, there were also limits to a Supreme Powerhouse divinity. When Duan Ling Tian's law of space reached the perfect form, the Supreme Powerhouse divinity would also become useless to him due to the limited comprehension of the Supreme Powerhouse, who left the Supreme Powerhouse divinity behind. At that time, Duan Ling Tian would have to rely on the floating image pearl that Sidu Lei gave him to further improve his law of space. After all, the Supreme Powerhouse recorded in the floating image pearl had comprehended the law of space to the paramount stage. Needless to say, a Supreme Powerhouse divinity from a Supreme Powerhouse who had comprehended the law of space to the paramount stage would be even more useful to him. Alas, such a thing was extremely rare in both the outer boundary and the myriad worlds. Under normal circumstances, Supreme Powerhouses' divinities were left behind by Supreme Powerhouses before their deaths. For a Supreme Powerhouse who comprehended a law to the paramount stage, even if he or she was not a World Supreme Powerhouse, he or she was almost as strong as a World Supreme Powerhouse. Such a person naturally would not die so easily. According to Senior Sidhu, despite the differences in strength, it's difficult for World Supreme Powerhouses to kill each other. All of the strongest worlds in the myriad worlds had more than 2 World Supreme Powerhouses, and among them, some were considered among the strongest in both the outer boundary and the myriad worlds. As for the 18 worlds under the 3 strongest worlds, including the God-defying world, there was at least 1 World Supreme Powerhouse in each of the worlds. Needless to say, there were naturally World Supreme Powerhouses in the outer boundary as well, but they were all very mysterious, according to Sidu Lei. Duan Ling Tian did not know much about World Supreme Powerhouses, and what he knew, he had learned from Sidu Lei. One thing he knew for sure was that World Supreme Powerhouses were incredibly strong. As such, after coming to the outer boundary, he determined that the fastest way for him to save his wife, Care, was to enlist the help of a World Supreme Powerhouse who was skilled in soul techniques. When I was still in the God-defying world, I felt that Supreme Powerhouses were mighty and mysterious. However, after coming to the outer boundary, I realized that Supreme Powerhouses weren't equal. Ordinary Supreme Powerhouses are nothing in front of truly powerful Supreme Powerhouses. Duan Ling Tian could still vividly remember the battle between Kai Ming, the Supreme Demon from Kai Ming Mountain, Han Wang, a Supreme Powerhouse whom Kai Ming found to help him, and the 5 Supreme Powerhouses of Dancing Sun City. This battle made him realize that Supreme Powerhouses were not invincible. They would also die like ordinary cultivators. At the same time, he also realized that there was a difference in strength between Supreme Powerhouses. Some were stronger and some were weaker. This was also one of the reasons Duan Ling Tian was not in a hurry to become a Supreme Powerhouse. If he rashly broke through the realm of Supreme Powerhouses, he would only become an ordinary Supreme Powerhouse. If he became an ordinary Supreme Powerhouse, it would be very difficult for him to grow stronger, and he would not be able to save Care. Hence, after thinking about it, Duan Ling Tian felt that the best path for him to take was to become a peerless top advanced Supreme God first. After becoming a peerless top advanced Supreme God, he would look for opportunities to break into the realm of Supreme Powerhouses. Based on his knowledge, as soon as a peerless top advanced Supreme God became a Supreme Powerhouse, he or she would have strength almost comparable to a World Supreme Powerhouse. However, with his talent, He was confident that if he broke through the realm of supreme powerhouses from the realm of peerless top, advanced supreme gods, he would immediately become a world supreme powerhouse. Moreover, he would not be considered weak among world supreme powerhouses, as well since his sword Tao was extremely powerful. As a supreme god, no matter how powerful his sword Tao, which was the weapon Tao of the four Taos of heaven and earth, it was still useless in front of supreme powerhouses. However, the sword Tao's power would increase significantly once he became a supreme powerhouse. However, if I become a supreme powerhouse directly without becoming a peerless top advanced supremagod first, I'm still confident that I'll be stronger than the weakest supreme powerhouses. After all, I still have the sword Tao. Most of the weakest supreme powerhouses didn't comprehend the four Taos of heaven and earth, and even those who comprehended it don't have a profound comprehension. Duan Ling Tian recalled Sidu Lei's words. At that time, he also learned that not only people of the myriad worlds found the four Taos of heaven and earth difficult to comprehend, but people in the outer boundary found them difficult to comprehend as well. With this thought in mind, he could not help but think about his master, Feng Qing Yang, who taught him the sword Tao. Master's sword Tao is even more powerful than mine. His talent in the sword Tao is even higher than mine. Moreover, he's completely focused on his sword Tao. Before leaving the God-defying world, I heard that he was already quite strong. He has already broken into the realm of emperors of gods. He must have had a fortuitous encounter. Perhaps, currently, he has already broken into the realm of supreme gods with his formidable sword Tao and his profound comprehension of the law of time. His strength definitely surpasses those who have the same cultivation bases as him. With Master's comprehension of the sword Tao, it's just a matter of time before he shocks the God-defying world. Even the outer boundary will be shocked if he comes to the outer boundary. A smile appeared on Duan Ling Tian's face when he thought about his master. Following that, many random thoughts appeared in Duan Ling Tian's mind. It's a pity that it's not possible to leave my doppelgangers in the God-defying world when I'm in the outer boundary, so I can keep in touch with the others. It was as though a mysterious force prevented me from doing so. The doppelgangers ceased to exist as soon as I left. Perhaps, doppelgangers have to be in the same world as their true bodies. I wonder how Huener's doing now. Previously, her cultivation base had risen greatly, and she was only half a step away from becoming an emperor of gods. Previously, I speculated that powerful supreme powerhouses, who were beasts, must have used the energy of other ordinary beasts to nurture extraordinary beasts like Huener. If my speculation is right, it's likely that Huener has already broken into the realm of supreme gods by now. Her comprehension of the law must have also become even more profound. Previously, after checking Huener's cultivation base, he also took a look at her law and found that her comprehension was quite profound. The mysterious energy from the crack in the void did not only help her become stronger, but it also helped her comprehend the law. Since Duan Ling Tian had left the God-defying world and could not leave his doppelgangers behind, he was unaware of his loved one's current situation. However, he was not worried about their safety. After all, they were in a mundane realm in the God-defying realm, and Huener was with them. With Huener's strength, there was no one who was a match for her even in the strongest Devata realm, let alone a mundane realm. As long as they did not go to a realm of gods, they would not be in danger.